Hello, what's up tonight? Tonight? This morning? I don't even know. Time has no meaning to me. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Why is the desktop audio not working? Hello. Fine Tuesday to y'all. Good to see ya. What is up, Stone Raid Productions, Pyreno, Poke Scrub, Magnolias, Whimsy, Dylan Hunter, Madison One. How is everyone today? So today, another early stream. I wasn't sure. Normally during spoiler season, we just do one early stream to watch the Watsi stream. But today we got another spoiler stream coming up, and there's hopefully gonna be some sweet cards in it. So I figured stream a little early, play a little Soulherder, watch a little spoilers. Seemed like a good way to spend a Tuesday morning. So that's the plan for today. Watsi stream is like hour and 15 minutes or something like that. Not against chat today, but I think we're gonna do a viewer battle stream before Phyrexia releases. We got a little bit of time, so next week perhaps we do a viewer battle stream, I think is the plan. Hello from New York for us. So hopefully everyone is doing wonderfully. What do y'all think of Phyrexia so far? Like, am I wrong to say that this set is absurd and really good? I don't know. I keep feeling like this set is like they really pulled out the stops and made this set super strong. To me, it seems like the strongest set since Eldraine. Maybe that's going too far, but I think this is the strongest set since Eldraine. I don't know if it's like, yes, there's a Phyrexia spoiler stream at noon today, a Watsi stream, so we're gonna watch that together after we play some Magic. I feel like this set's insane. What do you think? Okay, I gotta hear your opinions on this card. What do you think about Ichor Moon Gauntlet? Is this card busted? Is it busted? It's so weird. My first reaction was, oh my god, this card's busted. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's not busted. Maybe you need too many planeswalkers. It reads so ridiculously. Maybe I'm also biased in favor of the set because there's essentially a whole cycle of Panharmonicons at Mythic, which is like the best thing ever for me. But I think this set, that card's so, isn't it such an easy way to ultimate planeswalkers? It seems like it should be such an easy way to ultimate planeswalkers. So I don't know. There's so many decks I want to build from this set. So many things I want to try in Standard, in Historic, in Explorer, in Pioneer, in Modern. There are Commander 2. Wow, what a set. What a set. What's our newest spoiler? Do we miss anything good? Rib Skiff. Wow, that's actually a boat made out of ribs. Toxic 2, ETBs draw a card. Crew 3. Probably a limited card, but anyway, let's talk about this. Let's do our reminders first. We'll talk about Phyrexia as we go along. And like I said, here you go, Bear. Can you get on camera? Let's see. Can you say hi to everyone? Can you say hi? Can you come here? Come here. Wait, come here. Come get it. Baby, look. Hey. No, there's no treat in this hand. The hand's empty. You're not the smartest puppy, are you? Can you get it? Come here. Bearby. All right. I guess you're not going to see Bear. He's camera shy. Here, what if I just heave you over here? Look. Hey, say hi to everyone. Hey. All right. Close. That's as good as it's going to get. Reminders. Replay. Not a cat. It is a 160-pound dog. Replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Spoiler videos. Tomorrow. Oh my God. Tomorrow's Against the Odds is a sweet one in Modern. Don't miss it. I think you're really going to like it. Some really cool stuff happens. So tomorrow, awesome Against the Odds, spoiler stuff, top 10 videos, all the usual stuff. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Maybe you need some Phyrexia All Will Be One. You can pre-order it. Maybe you need, I don't know, Mind's Place or Apparatus for some reason. Phyrexian Vindicator. Oh my goodness, we didn't talk about that. Phyrexian Vindicator. Oh, now I'm getting sidetracked by spoilers again. How busted is Phyrexian Vindicator? What do you think of that card? Oh, I love that card. This set's so cool. The designs are so cool. Phyrexian Vindicator, the white Phyrexian Obliterator. Ability is very different, but 4 mana, 5/5 flying, Blasphemous Act. Such an awesome design. It's such a cool card. Oh, I love it. The swords, Tyrannix Rex. There's just so many good cards. I don't think we're gonna get more Vindicators this set, but I think eventually Wizards will complete the cycle. I would not be surprised if maybe we get one in March of the Machines, Pariah combos, Guilty Conscience combos. There's so many synergies for this card. Ooh, they were supposed to be Phyrexian gods. I can see that. I can see that. Anyway, merch baits, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, giveaways, support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on stream. So let's. Oh, I'm hyped for Juggernaut Tribal too. Oh, it looks so. This set is just amazing. It is amazing. There's a new card spoiled against all odds. Hoping you've seen against odds video around it. I saw that card. It is. So I don't think they quite made it playable, but boy, it's close. 4 mana sorcery, essentially Sun Titan's ETB trigger plus blink. If this was an instant, I think it would be playable. If it was 1 less mana, if it was 3 mana at sorcery speed, it would probably be playable. So I don't know. Could be a good against odds episode just for the memes of the name. But anyway, let's talk about this deck. Start playing some Magic. Spoilers, like I said, in an hour or so. March of the Machine's Aftermath will probably be all battle cards. I bet that's what I'm leaning towards now too. I think that that is the most likely. Lunarvin Harden for the 5th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Hey Seth, well, I know you don't really like Universes Beyond. Is there an IP that you'd really like to see in MTG? So on Universes Beyond, I'm actually kind of like, I don't want to say neutral. Meh, I don't know. I see upsides and downsides. I'm not like super anti. Like I know Tomer is very anti Universes Beyond. Krim is like super loves Universes Beyond. I'm kind of in the middle. I think like I see the upsides and the downsides of it. I still want an NBA Jam. I want an NBA Jam. In NBA Jam Universes Beyond, I think would be hilarious. I don't watch enough fantasy stuff. That's kind of the issue. Most of the stuff that I watch, I couldn't imagine it being like in actual Universes Beyond. But anyway, oh, Jace is so bad. Spoiler stream in about an hour, which means we get an hour to do some shoal herding shenanigans in Historic. So what are we doing with this deck? Well, ever since the prototypes were revealed, I've wanted to do Bojack could work. Bojack could work, although maybe Bojack gets past its prime now. Like it's still a great show, but it's not active anymore. I'm surprised they haven't done a Rick and Morty one. Like that seems like something Wizards would do. What else would be good? Yeah, it's actually tough. It's super tough. Anyway, all right. So what are we trying to do with this deck? We are a Soulherder deck. Soulherder blinks something every turn, also grows his stuff, go to exile. So what our main game plan is we are trying to use Soulherder and also Ephemera and also to a lesser extent Charming Prince to reset prototypes. Prototypes, you can cast them on the cheap. Flesh Gorger, 3-drop. Combat Thresher, 3-drop. Warzone Duplicator, whatever this is, 4-drop. Forge Fire, Automaton, Automation, 3-drop. But then we can blink them into their fully powered mode, which is kind of insane. Like when we play a Soulherder and then Flesh Gorger and then blink it and have a 7-5 or Combat Thresher's a 3-3 double striker, it gets out of control really, really quickly. Otherwise, we got some good removal. Skyclave, Deputy of Detention, Eldrazi Displacer, kind of our back. I love this card. I'm so glad they added this card to Arena. Kind of our backup Soulherder. We got to pay mana for it, but if we get a bunch of mana, it can be repeatable. We got a bunch of pain lands, so we can pay the colorless. Charming Prince for blinking, the good boy to draw some cards. Juggernaut Peddler. Juggernaut Peddler to turn things into Juggernauts. I'm really curious. So chat, before we play this deck, I need your opinion on something. So Juggernaut Peddler is it's really good. It's in the like 2 mana discard slot. It's essentially a Thoughtseize on a stick, except the card that you Thoughtseize turns into a Juggernaut. This is one where you can see the, hey, what's up BG Stilts? This is where the alchemy stuff becomes weird. Like this is the right card for the deck as far as making the deck work. You could replace it with like Bugler Rats or something that's like strictly worse. I don't know what to do. I think Juggernaut Peddler is kind of funny, so I'm okay with running it. I'm still trying to figure out how to handle these cards in Alchemy or in Historic in specific. Like it's all fun and games until you get 4 mana and die. Oh yes, that is also a thing. There is a downside. Also, I don't think we're going to play it today. Hey, what's up, Fun Rivals? How are you? I don't think we're going to play it today, but at some point, I think we got to play this Turbo Fog deck. They added Howling Mind. I played one match with this deck, and it took It took an hour to complete. It was against Is It Phoenix. I ultimated to Fairy Temporal Pilgrim 3 times, I want to say. Ultimated it 3 times, settled the wreckage multiple times. It is absolutely hilarious. Like, you just do nothing, and we get Super Fog to Fairies protection, which is like the ultimate fog. Like, you're protected from everything, and it works with the fairy plan. So at some point, we're gonna have to do some turbo fogging. I thought about doing it for a YouTube video, but it would be like 5 hours long. I don't know who would sit through. I don't know who would sit through it. The list in chat is the Soulherder deck. Exclamation point deck. Long games are the best. Maybe we do just do it for a video. Would you sit through it? Would you sit through 5 hour-long matches of Turbo Fog? Hey, what's up, for real? How are you? We could do an hour before spoilers. We could do yeah, that's the main reason I didn't want to do it today, is we want to be able to watch spoilers, so we need a deck where the game ends a little bit quicker. Yeah, we got Soulherder. That's not bad. We're on the draw, which is not as good, but what unedited. I mean, has anyone ever made the longest Magic YouTube video ever? That could be a calling. What about like 24-hour long unedited unedited Turbo Fog YouTube video? Oh, that would be so funny. Just put it all up there. A whole day's worth of content. We're probably getting wrecked by a ninja here, I expect. Like 24 hours long? Or is that too long? All right, do your ninjutsu stuff, opponent. We just got spoilers. I mean, the spoiler stream is coming in an hour, but we will also keep up on them throughout the stream. Moon, oh, it's a bad ninja. Okay, Moon Circuit Hacker. Let's see. If you see cool new spoilers, let me know and we'll pull them up. We saw Rib Skiff. That was the last thing we saw. The spoiler season for this set has been a little bit weird, just because. Ugh, yeah. All right. Go Juggernauts. You. Yes, we will target you. Ninja the Deep Hours. Oh my god. Bounce. Well, we'll take the ninja. Alright. Juggernaut for you, friend. Pass the turn. Play until you win 5-0 with a flump deck. Oh. That will still go down as the worst deck of all time. Oh my god, Flump. Could you stand making a video like that? I mean, it actually wouldn't be that hard to make, because I could just record like a match or two a day for a week and then just jam them all together and export it. So I actually don't think it would be that hard to make the video because of that. If you had to sit there 24 straight hours, that would be hard. Aw. Looting away the Juggernaut. Cheating, I say. I think we're losing to this mono blue deck. They're just gonna counter a Juggernaut Peddler, and then they keep snowballing. Ninjas, when they win the die roll and get their snowball going, is actually a pretty good deck. I mean, I don't mind losing to Ninjas, because Ninjas it's sweet. Spoiler stream today. So this is, yeah. Wizards has their weekly stream, which should have a bunch. We're getting near the end of Phyrexia spoilers. We got like 2 more days and then the full set, I think. So would you have a new outfit during every match? That would be entertaining. Probably. That already happens in some videos when I record half and then half the next day. Well, that's Spirited Companion. Draw a card. Play a land. Spirited Companion. Dog tribal here. Yeah, ninjas, it's like, oh, that's kind of cute. I like ninjas. I'm happy to see them doing well. I gotta fix that somehow. It's probably odd. It's got to be a little odd to to look different throughout the same video. Come on, no ninjas. No ninjas. Opponent plays a land. Oh my god, Fairy Miscreant draws a card. We're gonna lose to Fairy Miscreants. Opponent gets in. Hits us to 7. Okay, so, play the land. Charming Prince. Please no counters. The Wheel of Blood, Sun, and Moon. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. Do you think... Oh, the song that never ends. Oh no, now that's gonna be in my brain, Stone Rain. once that song gets in your brain, it really does never end. It lives up to its name. Some people started singing it just because. Oh god. Well, Soulherder. Wait, are you rooting for ninjas? Boo, boo. Banned. Ninja's like the friend who likes doing flashy things but barely ever gets to do it. Urtai Scorn, okay. Well, we will pass the turn, see if we stay alive in the face of all these flyers. About it. Gets in. Hits us down to 6. I mean, this Soulherder could save us. Plays a land passes. Ooh, this big thing. Well. Okay, Soulherder. Opponent. We need this. Opponent. Okay, Soulherder resolves. That's huge. That is huge. Oh, how greedy are we? Oh, do we play anything else? We'd have to shock ourselves is the problem. Displacer would be so good next turn. So we go to 4. You know what? I think we're gonna go for it. Eldrazi Displacer. All the greed. We're going to 1. Wait, the stream froze? Wait, that's not good. Archmage's Charm draws 2. And 2 Urtai Scorn. Okay. Well, hit you with a good boy. Blink the Charming Prince. I mean, right now, if we can keep doing this, we're gaining 3 and taking 3. So this Charming Prince Blink can theoretically keep up with these fairies. Yeah, we are on the Prince Flicker plan here. Bona gets in. The problem is if they ever draw Ninja, it gets worse. All right, we drop to 4. Plays a land passes. Well, play a land. Play this thing. Hit you with a good boy. Blink the Charming Prince game 3. Oh, okay. Fog. Essentially fog every time we blink. It's wow, and a bonus scoops it up. Cannot beat a Charming Prince. Poor ninjas. Oh, Bear's good. He's doing super well. How will you choose a commander for commander clash between Panharmonicon, Token Doublers, and Juggernauts? I know. There's too many. I think there's too many sweet legends in this set. I mean, that's I know there's too many legends overall, but if we just here, let's pull this up. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. I don't even know how you would rank them. There's so many. If we pull up the legends, let's pull up Scryfall here. Phyrexia will be 1. Legendary creature. The list is so long. We should sideboard real quick. What do we... Okay, so Fatal Push In. And that might be it. Go down this thing. Thoughtseize could also be helpful. We'll try it like that. So, okay, let's look at these legends. These are the legends of Phyrexia All Will Be One. How do you prioritize? So, Atraxa, boo, hate it, C, D, whatever on our scale. Elish Norn, S tier, can't wait to build around it. Graz, S tier, can't wait to build around it. Chromonics, I actually really like as well. Maybe it's a better 99 card, but I think it's a really cool card to build around. So I like that a lot as a deck I would build. Mondrak, obviously, really sweet. It's another Panharmonicon effect. That one I'm really hyped for. The Proliferate Panharmonicon, I'm also really hyped for. So that's 5. That's 5 already. And that's not even including, like, I'd play Glissa. Glissa's a cool card. I'd play a Kemba Cats, like, equipment deck. That's a cool card. What's number 1 for you? What's number 1 for you, chat? Out of these legends, out of the legends that are coming in this set, what is the first commander deck you want to build? Juggernauts is hilarious. Are there any... So, what is the trick to Juggernauts? Are there any good tricks to it other than make a lot of tokens and make them Juggernauts? Really? Skrelv? Oh, I hope they spoil the mirror. Maybe they'll spoil the mirror today. I haven't actually seen the... Like, I know that the mirror exists. I saw that a 5-color mirror legend leaked, but I haven't actually read it or seen the text on it or anything, so maybe they'll spoil that during the stream. Unpopular opinion, except you're a content creator, you aren't have to build a commander deck every set. I mean, that is very true. I know that... Well, there's the Moon Circuit Hacker. I know that the way I play Commander is unique. Because of Commander Clash, we actually build decks every week. And that's not how most people play Commander. That is not how most people interact with it. Battle is not this set. We don't know 100%, but it seems incredibly likely that Battle's coming in March of the Machines in the next set. And then I think, remember that weird March of the Machines Aftermath? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, opponent. Really? Why do you gotta be like this, opponent? Just play cool ninjas. Chill with the counters. I think that March of the Machines Aftermath set is going to be all battles. That's my guess. It's going to be... Oh, they're going to counter every single thing we do from now until forever. Yeah, I guess we got to kill this. We don't want them looting. We don't want them looting. I still just... Ooh, they drew another one. I still just really don't know what a battle is, though. Like, that's the challenge. Like, what is a battle, even? Well, this feels pretty bad, but Soulherder gets countered. Well, here comes the Ninja Snowball. I want to try a different card title. Tribal. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of interesting. Although, a lot of decks... The new battle card type, I'm curious. No one really knows what the battle card type is. We know it's a new card type that's coming, but we don't really know what that means. Technuma. Opponent. We really could use a blocker here. Spell Pierce isn't great against us. Well, Skyclave. Apparition. How about this one? How are we feeling about this? Honestly, okay, here's my real question. There's no way we're gonna like guess, I don't think. Yeah, early because of spoiler stuff. One more week of early Tuesday streams because of the spoiler schedule. Oh wait, wow, this is the highest number of counters I've ever seen. Highest number of counters ever. Okay. How about Spirited Companion? Opponent. Opponent, stop. Just stop. The real question is... All right, there's Archmage's Charm. The real question is, are you excited about battles or are you scared? That's the real question. About it. Spectral Sailor goes attacking. Well, you can't counter a Jano. My God. About it. Oh, another one. Well, they had every Moonsturk aggro on the top of their deck. I go back and forth. Like, getting a new card type is exciting. Like, that is inherently exciting. On the other hand, yeah, that's the third hacker, I think, right? Hacker. Yeah, hackers for days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if they have a counter, we lose, but... yeah, how about that? Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. Do we have counter number 17? Maybe we're gonna bring in Thought Seizes. I think this is also just like... Alright. Oh, we can't even Soulherder, right? If we Soulherder, we lose. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, yeah, so I think we still just lose here. I guess, yeah. Huh. So that was a punt. We should have played this. To not have to... Okay, so none of it mattered anyway. Oh, Phyrexia is amazing. Oh my goodness. It is... amazing. Way better than I could have ever hoped or expected. Like, blown away by Phyrexia. Wizards, I think, really pulled out the stops on this one. All right, let's go down a couple Displacers. A Combat Thresher. Go up 3 Thought Seizes, 2 Infernal Grasps. We just got to be able to kill stuff and stop getting our stuff countered. The amount of counters that our opponent has is kind of ridiculous. Just a little bit ridiculous. All right, something like that. Go. Against the odds. So against the odds, that one's so close. It's a really cool card. Although, well, we'll give this a go. It's a really cool card. Although I do kind of wish it was an instant. Being 4 mana in a sorcery is a little scary. All right, Thought Seize you. Essence Scatter, Fairy Miscreant. Well, we're going to take the Fairy. Make our opponent play fairly with their island-filled hand. Caves of Koilos. Do a little peddling. Little peddling of the Juggernauts here, opponent. Yeah, we'll take the Essence Scatter. We kind of want to resolve our stuff. Juggernaut for you. I feel like one is... Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I feel like 1 is the strongest set since Eldraine. I think it's the strongest set since Eldraine. I really do. I think this is actually like a incredibly powerful set. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but that is my current belief. Yeah, let's play. Oh my goodness. Combat Thresher number 2. And there's the Charming Prince, and there's the tap land, and we'll do a little threshing. Get in there with the Double Striker. Okay, down to 18. Our plan is working. We got the blink coming. This Combat Thresher is going to get good. Opponent. Juggernaut time? Juggernaut time? Yes! It's really Juggernaut time. Oh my goodness, they actually cast it. All right, so... Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of that Juggernaut. Go to combat. Do some attacking. And things are looking up. Kaldheim was good. I mean, Earl and Croxa, yeah, okay. Okay, how about, all right, maybe you're right. Maybe beating Kaldheim is gonna be tough. Strongest set in Standard. How about that? Going back to Innistrad last year. So the 2 Innistrad sets, Brothers War, Dominator Unite, like strongest set in Standard, that's not much of a stretch, right? Well, that's Charming Prince. Flicker the Combat Thresher, the real one. It comes back. It's a 3/3. We draw, oh my god, a Soulherder. Okay. Opponent's looking pretty dead. They're looking pretty dead. Kamigawa is good. I mean, Kamigawa is... Oh, it's such a sweet set. And I love the flavor of it, and I love the designs. And there is some powerful stuff. But I think... I don't know. I think Phyrexia is more powerful. Yeah, no, we gave our opponent that Juggernaut with Juggernaut Peddler. I actually kind of like that card. I feel dirty saying it, but I actually do kind of like Juggernaut Peddler. Well, Glassbow Mimic. Copy the Combat Thresher. Draw a card. More double striking. Go to combat. Smack you for a ton. Are we done, ninjas? Are we done? Have we given up in the face of the Combat Threshers? A Tuara. Sure. Bounces Skyclave. Blocks Charming Prince. Just kidding. You know what? That's fine. Whatever. Opponent takes her beads. We'd rather get down the Soulherder, I think. Oh, this set looks ridiculously fun. And opponent scoops it up. This set looks so much fun. And I think, like, this is kind of where I want Magic set design to be. Like, I want it to be powerful, but I also want it to just, the powerful designs to be fun. And I think that that's something that Wizards has really managed to do. If you look at the most exciting mythics of the set, and I know fun is kind of subjective, but the most powerful mythics are all like really unique build-arounds. I'm not seeing like stuff that just looks miserable. The Teferis of the world being the best card in the set, or the Uros being the best card in the set, but they're like really unique build-arounds, like the Proliferate thing, Phyrexian Vindicator. These are they're cards that you would not put in most decks, and I think that's what makes them great. Really powerful cards for only specific archetypes. Those are my favorite kind of really powerful cards, and I feel that's where most of the power in this set has been concentrated. Yes, there are like Nissa or Tyrannix Rex. You can play those in any green deck, but like Mondrak, you got to be a token deck. Vindicator, you really need synergies to go with it. Obliterator, you probably got to be a fight deck. Capricious Hellraiser, you need these combo synergies. Elish Norns, you got to be a Panharmonicon deck. Ichor Gauntlet, you got to be a Super Friends deck. Tikhuthel, you got to be a Proliferate deck. So that's what makes it so exciting to me, is we're not just seeing these like, oh, here's this really busted thing that you play in every single deck and you're gonna be sick of. Like, Sheoldred's kind of the opposite of that. Sheoldred is just, and I know it was underrated during spoiler season, but Sheoldred is the kind of good that just any deck can play and get value out of it. And if you compare that to Kuthal or even a Phyrexian Vindicator, which I guess Vindicator you can play in any deck, it won't be great unless you have synergies with it, but it's still fine. But if you compare that to Kuthal, or you compare that to Mondrak, Mondrak's more powerful than Sheoldred. Like, I think the upside is absolutely incredible. It has so much potential, but you can't just throw it in any white deck and get value. So I really like the design of this set. And I also think the art of this set is kind of amazing. I don't know. I know that's also very subjective, and some people don't like the body horror thing, or it's too dark or whatever. I think the art is, oh, where is this card? There was I think it was a land that, no, not a land. There was a card that was spoiled today. Oh, maybe it was an uncommon. And the art is just so good that it kind of made the entire card for me. But I don't know. I feel like we got top tier art. We got top tier designs. We got mechanics that people kind of want coming back, like Poison, which some people hate, but it does have its fans. So far. I mean, what do you think, chat? So, do you agree with the sentiment that Dross Skullbomb... Wait, really? Dross Skullbomb? Draw Skull Bomb, 1 mana, 1 sack, draw a card, 3 sack, return creature from your graveyard to your hand, draw a card. Wait, what does... I get excited about new Magic cards. What does this do in Legacy? I mean, I can see tutoring out with Urza's Saga, but is there some synergy that I'm missing? I don't know. Like, I don't think you could just play this in a generic deck in a format like Legacy, but maybe I'm missing something. I will say, don't sleep on the Skull Bombs. Like, in general, Spell Bombs have always been good. they don't look like much, but they always end up kind of punching above their weight and doing more than people expect. So don't sleep on them just because they're random commons. In some ways, they're upgraded Spell Bombs. The abilities are a little expensive, but I like that you always get to draw a card. So is Surgical Skull Bomb better than Ether Skull Bomb? Better than Ether Spell Bomb? Probably not overall, but there is some upside there. We are, well, yeah, there are some juggernauts involved. Really, though, we are, let's just play the Hollowed Fountain. We are a prototype, Esper prototype Soulherder Blink deck. Yeah, we do need black mana. Keep one, put the other to the bottom. Hey, what's up, Ricardo? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. What's your thoughts on Expand the Sphere for Commander? Ooh, let me pull up this card. I don't remember that one. Expand the Sphere. Okay, so Expand the Sphere. So Wizards, I think the goal is, and this is a good goal, but I don't think it'll work. So Expand the Sphere, if you don't know what it is, 4 mana, look at your top 6 cards, put 2 lands from among them on the battlefield, tap Rescue on the bottom. For each land that you don't get, you get to proliferate. So, Scrapwork Mutt. So, how do we want to do this? You know what, let's just do some threshing. Get the Thresher going. And pass the turn. Oh, it's a Parhelion in the graveyard. Oh no, we're maybe dying. Okay, maybe we should have paid more attention and cast a Juggernaut Peddler to get rid of her. Ooh, Greasefang. So, I think Wizards' plan, and I think it's a good plan, is to try to get rid of ramp that requires you to shuffle, because it doesn't offer much upside and it slows down the game. I don't know if it'll work, because there's so many powerful ramp cards that have already been printed that work that way. Archburglar Lord, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Opponent getting in. Well, we will kill it. Combat Thresher actually seems like a decent Magic card. Every time we play it does better than we expect. All right, let's see if we can sell our opponent a Juggernaut here for maybe a Greasefang. Oh my God, that hand. Yes. How would you like a Juggernaut, friend? This card actually is kind of funny. The thing I do like about the card is it hits non-basics, but I don't know. I would imagine, unless I'm a proliferate deck, I think I would just stick with normal ramp. What do you think? Would you play this card in a commander deck over like an Explosive Vegetation or whatever the best version of Explosive Vegetation is? But my opponent really does not care much about their scrap muds. I mean, I guess they want them in the graveyard for looting, but ooh, oh my God, Ephemerate. Oh boy. All right, well, we'll do a little attacking. Do a little attacking. So I think, yeah, if you have a proliferate theme, then I think it's good. But let's say you don't. Let's say you don't really have any real plan for proliferating. Denebel Cargo, welcome to the Fishbowl. And Dylan Hunter, welcome you as well. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. I think it's just too late. I think if Wizards could go back in time to 1993, I don't think they would print Rampant Growth today. I don't think they would print Rampant Growth. I don't think we'd have Cultivate. I don't think we'd have Sky Shroud Claim. I don't think we'd have Explosive Vegetation. If Wizards could go back in time, I think that all ramp would be worded this way. I think your Rampant Growth would be play this and cascade into a basic land or something. Like, I don't think Wizards would. Wow, opponent scooped it up. I don't think Wizards would. I don't think Wizards would print the shuffle ramp if they had that option. But at this point, there's just so much of that style of ramp that I think it's just you can't do anything about it. Whew, the overlay seems like it should be working on my end. Is it not working for y'all? Honestly, I don't think they're trying to get rid of search ramp. Have they ever said that they are? What's the evidence? Well, I mean, the big thing is Wizards has just talked about shuffling, slowing down the game a lot. So I think that they would like to minimize it. I don't think we'll never ever see search ramp again. At this point, it's so ingrained in the game, you can't really get rid of it. Like, are you going to ban Nature's Lore and Cultivate and Kadama's Reach and all those cards in Commander and make people play these? No one's going to do that. But I think if they were starting over with a fresh slate, I think they would do that to minimize the shuffling. Just because of the time it takes. Like, that is, Wizards has talked many times about shuffling not being something that they that they like. Like, that's the downside. Yeah, and I think they're right, because it does slow down the game. Oh yeah, so if you missed it, last Commander Clash, it was me week. I will be off for next season of Commander Clash. Good news is, knowing the rest of the crew, I'll still be around. I always need someone to fill in, so there'll be times when I'll be the fill-in. I'll be able to come and get in a game here and there, so you'll still be seeing me. And the other nice thing about it is it also will free up a little bit more time to work on some other stuff, which I'm excited about. So that part's also exciting. But yes, I'll be not a full-time cast member. Have you heard of the Conceptual Poison Ivy deck? I'm scared it'll be super strong tempo deck and I hate it. I don't think so, Rooker. What is the Poison Ivy deck? What is the plan of it? Is it literally built around Ivy? Is that the, like, is the idea to Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief and then the one drop that when you target it with something, someone gets a poison counter? That sounds, to me, that sounds kind of cool. What do you think about them not choosing Chris Ron for the sword art? So, I mean, it's obviously very weird. It doesn't ruin it for me, but it is definitely awkward to not have the artists that have done all the other swords. When was the last Chris Ron card? I haven't actually researched this. Like, I haven't actually researched this. Is Chris Ron still actively making? Okay, so he did Sword and MH2. That's the only thing I can think is, like, maybe he wouldn't do it or couldn't do it. It's hard for me to imagine Wizards not asking him to do it. Like, it's so strange for me that they would not. Why would you not ask him? Like, just for the sake of tradition, and his swords are so iconic, so definitely strange. I gotta think there's more to the story, though. I gotta think there's something going on that we don't know about. He did Mishra and Brothers War. That's not that long ago. I would love to know if he was asked, because I imagine he's gotta be. They wanted to pay someone less. I hope it's not that. I hope it's not that. But maybe it is that. But really, it's a sword. It's an iconic 20-year-old cycle. If there was ever one to splurge on, it's the art for the, making the sword cycle correct. Although, you know what it might be? Here's the other possibility. We get like Chris Ron's Sword Secret Lair or something. Maybe there's a special version in the works that we don't know about that's gonna just fix the problem. So maybe it's actually a monetization strategy. I mean, there's 4 poison counters on their own. That's equivalent to 2 mana spell that burns for 8. So wait, what was the synergy, Rooker? I see some gold fishing with it. Wins way faster than you think. The deck mulligans for 1-drop that poison counters and plays a bunch of protection spells in Ivy. I mean, it sounds like a, to me it sounds like a funny janky thing to try. I would be surprised if it was like a legit scary archetype. It's still dependent on keeping creatures on the battlefield. So I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine it being like, this is a problem, this is like broken or something. But what is Infectious Bite? Is that the proliferate fight spell? Target creature you control deals combat damage to deals damage equal to its power to a creature you don't control. Each opponent gets a opposing encounter. I mean, the other thing is, you know what? It sounds like, it reminds me of a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of like Zombie Hunt, where you're very dependent on a specific card, which is the 1-drop. Whenever you target your thing, get a poison counter creature. So it reminds me a little bit of that, where I think it'll do some ridiculous things, and we'll probably have some like amazing epic against the odds wins where like we killed our opponent on turn 3 in standard, or just something that would blow your mind, something that you would not expect to be possible. But then there'll probably also be a lot of games where like you mulligan and you don't find the 1-drop, or it dies and there's not a backup, and then your deck is kind of like really janky. So I imagine it's going to be like super explosive, spectacular, but maybe not quite as consistent. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a full 3-card combo, because you don't really need the fight spell. You do essentially need the 1-drop. The 1-drop is irreplaceable. Like without that, none of this works. No, all right, Soulherder. Do some attacking. Would you like to trade with your reflections of Kiki Jiki? This is an awkward position. We got the Infernal Grasp, which is good. That part is good. But we also really want to kill this Reflections of Kiki Jiki. Well, let's do some blinking. Draw a card. So I guess this Reflections is just going to live for now, awkwardly. Why don't people play Combat Thresher? Combat Thresher seems like a legit card. About it. Historic Protect with all 1-mana hexproof spells could work. Yeah, I think that's probably the direction that you would go, is try to play a bunch of protection spells. It sounds like a fun deck to brew with. It's definitely something I'll try building. It sounds like a really cool, unique plan. So I really like that aspect of it. Whether or not it's will be super competitive or more like very explosive but inconsistent, I guess we'd have to figure it out, see if there's a way to make it consistent enough. But it sounds like it should get some ridiculously fast wins. The Art of Tainted Observer. Yeah, if there's any Phyrexia cards you want to talk about, shout them out. Tainted Observer. Let's take a peek. Wait, what is going on with Tainted Observer? I mean, the art's weird. I don't even know what it is, though. Is it a starfish? Phyrexian bird. I mean, the art's cool. Combat Thresher A. Okay. Well, they didn't find a Rafine at least. Opponent goes to combat. Big attack, makes a treasure. Well, block a 1/1, takes 6. That's not the highest amount of life I've ever seen. Down to 6. Down to 4. Goblin Engineer. Things keep getting sketchier. I am going to do this list. It's a twisted version of the Ivy deck. Ooh, this sounds like the deck that kind of just talking about an actual list for it. Venerated Rot Beast. So the goal is try to get Venerated Rot Beast and try to poison your opponent out with that. I mean, we've seen Storm Chaser Drake or his decks be pretty explosive. I do wonder, like, I wonder if trying to get poison counters is better than just trying to kill your opponent. It'll be interesting to see. Because you play a lot of the same things, but I wonder if it's better than just trying to play auras that make the creatures big and can beat the opponent down. All right, opponent, Goblin Engineer. Definitely a cool idea. What do you think about the new Tyverkel in Modern Devoted Druid? That would be the kind of deck that could take advantage of it. Speeding up the combo's nice. Potentially, the new Tyver, can it get back? All right, let's think about this. Let's kill the reflection, drop to 4. So Tyver, it's -2, mill 3 cards, and then return a creature. Okay, so it's not one that you milled. So, I mean, it seems reasonable. Like, it speeds up the combo with haste, and then it also can get back a combo piece that dies. That seems pretty good. I mean, I think that's going to be Tyver's role. If Tyver is going to be good, it's going to be as a combo piece, I think. Well, let's Juggernaut Peddler. See what that last card is. All right, Parhelion. Maybe it was better to just leave that in hand. Okay, so our opponent doesn't have the win yet. How do we do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Opponent can reanimate like a scrap mutt. Oh, yeah, Spirited Companion, draw a card. A Tuara, that could be good eventually. Play the tap land. Pass the turn. Blink the Thresher. Not dead yet. Not dead yet. Not dead yet. I mean, the poison combo thing is definitely... Oh, wow, Ephemerate. The poison combo thing is one of the more interesting builds I've seen so far. Ooh, Bob. I also like Bob's Burgers. Bob Burgers Universe of Beyond could be sweet. What time is the stream? The Watsi stream should be in about 20 minutes. Noon Eastern time. All right, here comes the Scrap Mutt. You better not loot away that Juggernaut opponent. Okay, keeps the Juggernaut. Sweet. About it. Did you draw Rafine? Ooh, Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. Sure. This gives our opponent so many looks at a Rafine. Not a Rafine, at a Greasefang. Are we dead? Where's our Graveyard Hate? Graveyard Hate would have been so helpful. So what's the best against odds card? Okay, discounting new Hellish Norn, which obviously we got to play for Panharmonicon purposes. Discounting Hellish Norn, what would it be? Hey, what's up, Dizloris? Hey guys, Hearthstone and Gwent player here. I tried Magic the Gathering like 3 or 4 years ago, thinking of giving it another try since Gwent is dead and Hearthstone is a cash grab. What will I find here? You will find a, I would argue the best card game that's ever been made. You can completely free to play Magic Arena, which is nice. Although if your problem with Hearthstone is it's too expensive, you will run into some of those same issues as a paying player on Magic Arena. Magic Arena is still not... It's not cheap. Like, you can free to play everything, but when you say the cash grab thing, if you talk to Magic players, I think you would hear several or many of them say similar things about Magic. But again, you can completely free to play it. I mean, it's very similar to Hearthstone. In all honesty, it's very similar to Hearthstone. About it. Sky Sovereign. That's a bit scary. How do we beat a Sky Sovereign? Going after the Soulherder. So if we ephemerate the Soulherder. Okay, ephemerate the Soulherder, drop to 3. Question's gonna be, how do we stop a Sky Sovereign? Fizzle that. I mean, I guess a Twara can stop it for a turn, or maybe the Displacer, but we also need to not die to the battlefield. Wow, this is so ridiculously close. Scrapma, Exile, Soulherder, grows. Blink the... Actually, it's probably Juggernaut Peddler. I think if our opponent had just played the Juggernauts that we had given them, they probably would have beat us. Wait, what is our fun now? Pithing Needle. Sure, you can have a Juggernaut. Wait, what was the punt? I'm so confused. I am so confused. Play Displacer. Staying alive, staying alive. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, I guess that would have been better, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking that if we grew Soulherder ones, it would have been big enough to survive. So yeah, I think you're right that would have been better. All right, well, Spirited Companion. I mean, somehow we're stable. We're kind of stabilized here. We are still dead to Greasefang this turn. Well, blanket, grow it. Draw a card. Yeah, all right, more dogs. Quaziox, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, motherfucker? How are you? Good to see you. Oh, so are any of you going to MagicCon Philly? I have reached the time where I have to like officially decide if I'm going. Like either it's like less than a month away now, so it's the either like book rooms and do the thing or don't do the thing. I think Soulherder is like the only MH card that should be put in a Pioneer. Oh, I love Soulherder. It's such a cool card. This is the card that when it comes to me defending Modern Horizons, this is the card I point to. Like, yes, there was a lot of horrible things that happened to formats I love because of Modern Horizons, but they also gave us Soulherder, so it's not all bad. Okay. Yeah, Sky Sovereign is an annoyance. Opponent. It's just such a sweet design. Although I don't really understand how big it is in the art. That part's a little odd. Yeah. Bounce it. Stay alive. Staying alive. Here's the thing. I don't really think Soulherder need to be put in a set like Modern Horizons. It could have easily been in a standard set. I mean, I guess that's also a good point. Like, the design could exist outside of Modern Horizons. Oh no. Okay, there goes the Displacer. Thought-Knot's good though. Thought-Knot's here. You know what we really need is a Rest in Peace. We really need a Rest in Peace. Yeah, Spirited Companion. Go to combat. Hit you with the Thresher. About it. If we do all this and then die to Grease Fang, I'm gonna be so sad. We've been doing such a good job of grinding. All right, blink, blink, draw, draw. Find us at Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace pretty much wins us the game. Like, now we don't gotta worry about getting janked out. Grow the Herders, draw a card. Ooh, Infernal Grasp. That could be helpful next turn. Blanket, draw a card with Combat Thresher. Skyclave. All right, no Grease Fang. No Grease Fang. No Grease Fang. Could Soulherder go into Standard? I mean, probably, right? It probably could. Huh. I would enjoy it in Standard. Do you think it would just be too strong? Would it just be too strong in Standard? Opponent has taken it with a Juggernaut. Actually, you know what? Let's just block with the Thrasher. Thrash the Juggernaut. Oh, there it is. That's what we were looking for. Rest in peace. Parhelion. No longer possible. Opponent scoops it up. Wow. Maybe our deck is good. Did we break it? Did we break it? Oh, all right. We gotta win. We gotta win this one fast before the spoiler stream. I mean, is Soulherder considered a miserable card? Do people not like it? I think of it as like a super fun card. Is Grease Fang still a menace it once was? Feel like I haven't thought about it much lately. It's still a... Well, so we're playing Historic, which I guess... I don't know how... Has it ever been dominant in Historic? It's still a very solid deck in... Oh, look at the value. It's still a very solid deck in, like, Pioneer/Explorer. Like a solid tier 2 deck, I would say. Really? You hate Soulherder? What do you... Just too much value? What is the hateable part of Soulherder? I mean, I guess it is a lot of value, and it does lead to dirtling. If you don't like the kind of dirtly gameplay, what do y'all think of the showcase art style? Give me, you know, the tier list grading we use for like the Commander Clash podcast from D up to S being the best. Compared to other showcase art styles, what do you think of the... What are they calling it? Oil slick? The oil slick style? I like how black and white it looks. I like the empty space. I think the empty space is the most intriguing part of this style. Too many styles, I think, is very legitimate criticism. I think that is very true. There are just so many card styles these days. Solid A, B. Showcase style for the set, solid B. Some of the cards are S, most are D. Okay. Yeah, I guess it depends on the specific card. Lord Boyce with the D, so not the biggest fan of the style. Well, let's keep thrashing. If every creature just ETB draws a card, life is so good. Get in for one. S tier for sure. Like cool demonic tutor. Ooh, the mystical archives are really good. All right, there's an old growth troll. Thankfully, we have an answer. Oh, actually, should we try this? Oh, it doesn't actually even work, does it? So yeah, let's just Skyclave it. Get it out of here forever. Old growth troll down. Hit you for 3. About it, adapts. What is Smite? That's another card game, right? I haven't played Smite. What's the problem with Hearthstone? Is it just the economy? I've seen some complainy tweets and such from like Kibler. Kibler is like the one Hearthstone. Oh, it's like League. Okay. Kibler's like the one Hearthstone person that I really follow. So most of what I hear about Hearthstone comes from Kibler's tweets. What do you think of a deck like this? So let me see. I mean, I guess we just pass. That's a little awkward, but yeah, what else are we gonna do? Yeah, pass. I guess we pass in and do some proliferating. Why is Mono Green Devotion so good? Well, Nykthos is a really powerful card. And a lot of the good green cards just happen to work really well with it. Toxic Gruel Storm. Ooh. Dragon Rage Channeler. Goblin Anarchomancer. Venerated Rot Priest. How are we targeting... How is Rot Priest doing things, though? Oh. Does that work? Does something like Groundwork Rift work the way... Does Ground Rift work the way we want it to? Venerated Rot Priest. When a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. It should work with the copies as well. Oh, we have a new donation too. All right, let's... Oh. Okay, untap. Play the land. Warzone Duplicator. Ephemerate Warzone Duplicator. Bounce it. Apparently we get a Cavalier of Thorns because just alchemy things. We have a new donation from Lucid. On the topic of weird art, my friend has the funniest thing happen. An ultra weird Junji Ito car just appeared outside her house. It has his art all over it, super freaky and all these weird sayings. I didn't even know that was a thing. That is kind of hilarious. That is kind of hilarious. About it, Cavalier of Thorns returns, and well, Ephemerate. I kind of like having the Ephemerate going here. That's the big upside. Ephemerate, blanket, bounce it. Apparently, we can beat Mono Green Devotion too. Maybe we really did break it. Maybe we're not even kidding anymore. Maybe we actually did break it. Go down this. Go down the duplicator that just actually did good things. Bring in a bit of removal. Maybe the Thought Seizes. Yeah, bring in the Thought Seize. We got to keep the payoffs off the table, basically. Let's try it like that. Soulherder shatters historic. AC Archburglar Lord. Thanks for hanging out. How many of you that play MTG would like to give Smite a try only to experience the characters from the new expansion in 3D? Yes, I don't know. Smite doesn't like super appeal to me, but I'm not like a League of Legends player either. The Watsi stream should be in like 10 minutes. So soon for spoilers. We're almost at the end. We're almost at the end of spoiler season. I am so excited for this set. You know, one thing I'm a little disappointed by, though, like, so we have reached... Oh, this hand is so good against our opponent's deck. Oh, no. Okay, no Mana Dork, that's good. I mean, hopefully we can just take all the good cards from our opponent's hand. That is our plan. We'll see if it works. Opponent plays a land. Opponent. Wolfalo Haven, sure. Well... Let's give you a Juggernaut. Opponent, we would like to sell you a Juggernaut in exchange for your Karn the Great Creator. Thank you very much. Opponent untaps with a Juggernaut, plays a land. Kiora. And passes. Opponent, we would like to sell you a Juggernaut. In exchange for your Cavalier of Thorns. Thank you very much. Play a land. Hit the Kiora. I mean, they do get to play the Cavalier, which is scary. Phone it. Juggernaut try. Mono green, Juggernaut Devotion. Should I try Smite? Yeah, that's our business. We're going public next week. Gonna get bought out by Amazon. Oh, Lazarex, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Opponent untaps, finds a land, draws with Kiora, and Kiora is annoying. Abundant Harvest. It's an Elvish Mystic. Plays the Elvish Mystic. Ooh, Skyclave is nice. Skyclave to get rid of this Kiora is actually huge. All right, no top decks, please. Play the tap land. Pass the turn. If we win this, it would be ridiculous. Opponent. Oh no, are we gonna die to Juggernauts? Oh no, we might die to Juggernauts. On second thought, maybe giving opponents Juggernauts is a bad thing. Spirited Companion. Wait, there's a Momir event? Maybe. I didn't know there was a Momir event. Oh no. Oh no. Well, at least we're not dying to the Juggernauts. We're dying to the Storm of the Festival. Oh, double Cavalier. Golly. Oh no. Oh yeah, this is why Green Devotion's so busted. We like really did a good job of stripping our opponent's hand, but like how do you keep up with this? Yeah, I guess technically we are dead to Juggernauts. Mono Green Devotion is honestly made me play much less Explorer and Pioneer recently. You might have noticed that we've been playing a lot more Historic. I really love Pioneer, and I'm still hyped for it coming to Arena. However, I will admit that playing against Green Devotion so often has been a little demotivating for me playing those formats, sadly. Which is sad because the formats are so cool. Pioneer is coming. It is coming. We got a plan for the Juggernauts. Yeah, we need an answer. Oh, all right, we'll try this. We need some white mana, but we have the... Oh my god. But we do have the Flesh Gorger into Soulherder if we draw it. All right. Please don't draw any mana dorks. About it. Land. Passes. Now tap land go. White source. Oh boy. Well, play a flesh. Yeah, I think. Yeah, this is like the. I'm surprised that they let this exist because they actually had to ban Leyline of Abundance back in the day in Pioneer. Leyline of Abundance Mono Green Devotion is wow. It is ridiculous. I have never played an Oracle of the Alpha deck. I try to avoid playing decks that are built around alchemy cards. As you see with the Juggernaut Peddlers, I have gotten to the point where like if I'm playing, oh no, what a draw. If I'm playing a deck for other reasons, yeah, this is game and a half. Yeah, well, this is what we needed our opponent not to do, and then they did it. They did it and then some. And we can't cast anything, and I guess we scoop it up. Momir Arena is up. What? We'll have to look for this. What is this Momir thing people keep talking about? I do like Momir. Arena Momir is less exciting to me than Momir. Oh, it's a midweek Magic event. I see. Okay. I mean, if you've never played Momir, you should try it because it is a really fun format. Sloopster, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. All right, the stream is not up yet somehow. I mean, we can. What is the rewards? Oh, IRCs, and then A mystery cosmetic. Are the mystery cosmetics actually good? My issue with Oracle Alpha is 5 of the 9 power basically just glorified basics. Yeah, I don't think it's really good. I don't know. I've seen some people say combo decks make it good. The schedule on the MTG Twitch account says 1 o'clock. Oh, wait, it's not for another hour? Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's at 1 o'clock. Did they change it? Huh. Well, that's going to be a challenge. Apparently there's no stream for another hour, so I guess we play some more Magic. We could have snuck in a Turbo Fog match. One match. I mean, we could try Turbo Fog if you want to see Turbo Fog. Huh. Very strange that they switched the stream time, but good to know, I guess. I thought it was always at noon. All the past ones have been at noon, but about it. All right, maybe after this match, maybe we'll try Turbo Fog. We're gonna win this one quick anyway. We got the Flesh Gorger and the Soulherder, so we should be good. We should be good. Technology. Oh, about it. The other thing is, like, hopefully they just do spoilers. I don't know. You never know. Like, so when they do the kickoff stream for the first stream of the new set, there's always just all spoilers all the time. With these weekly streams, you never know. Sometimes they talk about other stuff and then are like, oh, we'll do a spoiler for a second at the end. So hopefully they actually just do a spoiler stream, a full spoiler stream about it. Going off. Expressive iteration. Thoughtseize. You were talking about why you are avoiding alchemy cards. Oh, yeah, I mean, I mostly try to avoid building decks around them. For a long time, we didn't play them at all. Like, it was straight up. Oh, it's just the set booster cards? All right, well, maybe this whole stream plan is. Where are all the spoilers? Where's all the rest of the spoilers for this set? I'm so confused. I am so confused. We only have, like, I think tomorrow's the last day of spoilers. So where are all the rest of the cards that we have not seen so far? Hey, what's up, Hamhawks? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Does MTG have returning player bonuses? I haven't played in a few years. I do not believe so. I am not aware of any returning player bonuses. Ooh, sugar cookies. Nice. Well, run out the Soulherder. My idea is, since they nerfed half the good cards, to play a deck, I'm going to dip into the Oracles and the Assemblers. Yeah, so for a long time, we didn't play any Alchemy cards at all. Alchemy came out. We tried Alchemy a little bit. Then we went to playing 0 Alchemy cards at all. And now, you know what? Let's play Turbo Fog. Let's play Turbo Fog Crim. Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been spoilers today. They're supposed to be spoilers today. So Turbo Fog, if you don't know what Turbo Fog is. If you don't know what Turbo Fog is, you try to cast a lot of fogs. Little bit matchup dependent, but the idea is you draw a bunch of extra cards in every turn. Oh, we do need to change. We do need to change Arena. We do need to change one of these fogs. One of them. Yes. Commence of Festivities only prevents all combat damage dealt to players, which is worse than preventing all combat damage. So the idea of the deck is, you let your opponent You let your opponent build a board. Once your opponent builds a board, you just cast a fog. They can attack you, that's fine. You're just going to cast Haze of Pollen to prevent all damage, Root Snare to prevent all damage, Teferi's Protection, the Super Fog. Phase yourself out, prevents all damage. If you run out, you can use Archmage's Charm to draw more. You can use Balagat Recovery to get them back to your hand. And then eventually, Settler Wreckage, also kind of a permanent fog. And the eventual end goal of the deck is one of two things. We can play Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, we can make big spirits, and as we draw these cards with Howling Mine, which makes sure we have a fog every turn, it gets really huge, kill our opponent with the token. We can also ultimate this Teferi, or we can ultimate Teferi Hero of Dominaria, which is another card draw effect that works with this Teferi. So it's essentially a Teferi Turbo Fog deck. What is removal if not a permanent fog? That's true, but you got to get rid of all the creatures. That's the important thing. If you can't pick and choose. You got to get rid of them all. All right. Yeah, this could be another good Arena Zoomer. And another good Arena Zoomer video. Hey, Seth, do you think it might be a mistake that Moon Gauntlet not being legendary could possibly be a mistake for how powerful it is for 3 mana? Wait a minute. Hey, Seth, do you think it might be a mistake that Moon Gauntlet not being a legendary artifact could possibly be a mistake for how powerful it is at 3 mana? I mean, maybe. I think it's a very powerful card. That's a card that I think super powerful. I hadn't really thought much about the legendary part of it. Does the legendary part, does that actually matter? So it wouldn't matter with that ability. Essentially, this ability, when you cast a non-creature spell, put an extra counter on something, that would double up. I mean, it leads to the possibility of a pretty funny deck, I guess, where if you get a bunch of copies, you'll cast a 9-creature spell and add 5 loyalty counters to your Planeswalker and ultimate it. I think it's fine. I don't think that being legendary would meaningfully card draw and a fog. We will try it. I don't think that it would really change the power level a ton. It would obviously drop it a little bit, but I think one is pretty powerful as it is. Opponent. Ooh, Affinity. Okay. Oh, they have the super fast start, which is scary. Opponent GG. Wow, the flex. They have their 2-card make a 4/4 combo. I mean, maybe it is GG. Maybe we're just dead. It does take us a little bit to get set up. Maybe this is just too fast. I mean, what do you think the most powerful card in the set is? You can pick one. You can only pick one. Hey, what's up, Winizzle? How are you? Good to have you back. Good to see you. Good to see you. About it. Hits us for 4. Plays a tap land. Well, ouch. Untap land. Pass the turn, I guess. About it. Most powerful 460 card formats. How about standard? Go with standard. Or if you'd rather Pioneer / Modern, but not Commander for an actual 1v1 format. I mean, the fast lands are gonna have a huge impact, especially for Pioneer and Explorer. Like, that's a really nice upgrade for those formats. Ingenious Myth. All right, well, Grow Spiral. Oh, do we have to put the... Yeah, I think we got to put the blue source into play. If we draw blue source, we can just steal the 4/4, which could be helpful. About it. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Well, let the fogging begin, I guess. Let the fogging begin. So yeah, this is bad. Wow, opponent just had the super fast start. Well, play a Howling Mine. Play Overgrown Farmlands. Yeah, this is not looking good. Not looking good. Not looking good. About it. Makes another 4/4. Triggers Ingenious Smith. We will fog him. Fog him up. Wait, are you actually playing a counter? Okay, opponent is not playing a counter. They get to draw an extra card. It should be, yeah, go fog yourself would be a an apt name. Bone it. Says good game again. Goes attacking. Learns how fogs work. Maybe this is a teaching arena zoomer deck. I think our opponent, we cast a fog, our opponent said GG and then aggressively swung for 0. I don't know if our opponent's ever seen a fog before. I think they really thought they had us. Nettlecyst, the board keeps getting bigger. We'd love to draw a fog here. Archmage's Charm. Root Snare. All right, well, untap land. I mean, maybe we're good. Opponent gets to draw a card. That's fine. We're going to mill him out. The real question is going to be, are they playing main deck counter spells?
Keep up the pace.
Draw it to Fairy. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Untap 2 lands. Root Snare. You get to draw another card. Okay. GG. Give us a GG. GG us, opponent. GG us. You got us. Look at all that power. We're tapped out. We're so dead. Thought Monitor, draw some cards. Do you think they play counters? That's the question. A counter would be the thing that could get us. Portable Hole, going after the Howling Mine. Ugh, okay. Also annoying. About it. Passes. Well, to Fairy. Draw a card. Dig it up. I mean, is it going to be harder to report players for being toxic once Phyrexia comes out? It seems like it's gonna be more challenging. All right, more Howling Mines. 1, 2. Yeah, you know what? You can draw the card. Maybe we can mill him out. That is a legit win con. We will pass the draw. I'd love to hit the blue mana so we can actually cast an Archmage's Charm. About it. Makes a servo. Because our opponent's problem is they don't have enough creatures. That's the issue here for them. But we'll stop on our opponent's upkeep. They get to draw. We're gonna stop upkeeping it. We want them to attack because eventually we're gonna draw Settle the Wreckage. The upside of upkeeping the fog is if they draw a counter, it still resolves. But if we steal the germ, I think it's a 0/0 that dies. Like, we would get the germ, the equipment would... Actually, I believe that's what would happen. Bonnet draws some cards. Apparently, the Watsi stream is not until 1. For some reason, I thought it was noon, because it was noon last week, but still like 45 minutes. So we're playing some Turbo Fog. It's a good way to fill an hour. Opponent goes to combat. And look at all those cards. I think we steal the germ. It becomes a 0/0 and dies, and our opponent keeps the equipment. Would be my guess. All right, here they come. Fog you. You know what? You can draw a card. Oh no, are they actually playing counters? Main deck counters are scary, especially with those not hitting our land drops. I mean, germs are 0/0s, right? Opponent. Why don't you use Untap GG? I use Untap GG to keep track of my matches. Decline. Resolves. Oh, this deck is so good at making people salty. About it with the big attack for 0. Oh no, they're Retrofitter's Foundry. I am afraid that our fun's going to end with our opponent drawing a counter spell at some point. I am a little worried about that. Barbed Spike, sure. Get that out there. Would 9 lives and Solemnity work in this deck? Yeah, I mean, they can do something similar, kind of like a prison plan. It can be pretty good at locking people out. I think the equip stays on, but the opponent still controls a Nettlesys, so they would get +1/+1 for all their artifacts. But I mean, if we, so you think that, okay, so I think what happened, I think the actual line, so if we Archmage Charm the Germ, we would get the germ, the equipment would be attached to it. So we would get the germ and the equipment, but then our opponent can always just move the Nettlesys. So they can pay 2 mana, put it on one of their other creatures, and then the germ's going to become a 0/0 and die. So that's how that would actually work. Like, because they still control the equipment. So for the short term, we would get this whole pile, but our opponent can always just re-equip the Nettlesys to something else. Yeah, for a turn we would have access to it, yeah. Because they can't equip it at instant speed. Our bigger problem is we just can't hit blue mana. We don't even have the mana to cast Archmage's Charm. That's still not blue mana. So, well, draw it to Fairy. Search for Escanta would actually be pretty good. That was the main reason I wanted to play this deck, so I could say Escanta again a bunch. Escanta, Dragon and Bones! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 27th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Well, there's the land. Still not blue, though. So play Overgrown Farmland. Balagad Recovery, the Haze of Pollen. Opponent, would you like to draw a card? We're gonna mill him out. We're doing it. Pass the turn. Untap. Opponent, 35 cards in the deck. I thought the spoiler stream was now, but apparently the stream is in 45 minutes at 1 Eastern time, so 40-ish minutes from now. It's a Watsi, an official Watsi stream where they're supposed to be showing off some new cards from Phyrexia. Fingers crossed we get some good ones. It's been a surprisingly light spoiler day. Yeah, let's peace out of this, I think. Teferi's Protection. You can draw a card. Opponent has so many cards in hand. Oh no, they are playing counters. Oh no. Oh, so we are gonna die then. Yeah. All right. GG. Yeah, that's one of the things that beats us. Wow. Interesting. I didn't realize Historic Affinity played main deck counters. Wow, okay. 20 minutes later, our opponent's GG actually does work. Oh, okay, so opponent's a counter deck. Well, we're a temporary lockdown deck and a Supreme Verdict deck. I mean, that is the thing about playing Turbo Fog is once your opponent has a big board build up, if they can get in once, they can just end the game. Hey Seth, hope you're well. Hope to see budget mono white heroic deck on streamer video soon. Ooh, have you been playing some mono white heroic? Yeah, I don't know if Vito's worth it. I feel like it's not worth it. I feel like what the problem was there is we drew a ton of extra cards and we just couldn't hit lands. In the real world, we should just be able to pay for Metallic Rebuke, I think. Like, I think that's the game plan. Like, we never drew a Settle the Wreckage or an actual hard sweep. and we missed a lot of land drops. Like, we somehow never hit a blue source for Archmage's Charm, and we were missing land drops in general. So I think that's the... I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Does Howling Mine work with Narset? It does. Yeah, our opponent also did have 2 4/4s on turn 1, so there was just no setup time. They just had their dream draw. Well, this hand has no card draw, which is awkward. I guess we can cycle a Haze of Pollen. Oh, the deck has a ton of blue sources. Oh, opponent. Charm seems rough for the mana base. I mean, it is triple blue, but it's a card that we don't really have to... We don't really have to cast on turn 3 for it to be good. Is it too crazy to run Overwhelming Splendor here? The thing I would worry about is... Oh no, do they just have that draw again? Okay, apparently not. Well, play the land past the turn. I've been playing Elves and Blue-White Control in Explorer lately. How is Elves been? I feel like Elves is a deck that sooner or later is gonna get there. Now, Cycle of Trio. Ooh, Cityscape Leveler is a good one. That's one of my favorite Brothers War cards for sure. Well, play the land past the turn. Can we get down the Teferi? That would be super helpful. How about it? Makes a 1/1. Ink Shield's a sweet card. About it. We're playing some Turbo Fog at the moment. We started with some Soulherder, but then people wanted to see some Turbo Fog. Turn the Earth. I'm gonna have to look that up. About it. The name sounds slightly familiar. Hits us for 2. Turn the Earth. Choose up to 3 target cards in graveyards. The owner of those cards shuffle them to their libraries. You gain 2 life. Flashback for 2. I don't know if it really does enough. I don't think. All right. So opponent's still leaving up a counter. That's awkward. That is awkward. So one of the other issues with Turbo Fog is you really need the card draw. Without the card draw, you just run out of stuff to do. So not having any card draw has been very awkward with this draw. Yeah, I think if we're worried about self-mill, we could play something for that. I don't know if it'd be Turn the Earth. There are lots of shuffle your graveyard into your library options. In theory, Teferi just like does that himself though, because you can just keep putting Teferi back in your library. So that's part of what makes Teferi so busted is it really is mill protection along with everything else. So I think that Teferi probably just covers it. Midnight Clock, I would say we don't always want to get rid of our hand. So I don't know if we want to be discarding our hand to draw 7. Yeah, Verdict would be nice here. About it. In the tank. Those counter spells last game were brutal. About it goes to combat, gets and hits us. Sure, we will take it. You know they got a handful of counters, too. Or a handful of Nettle, sis. Alright, well, cycle Haze of Pollen. Draw a card. About it. You could do it. You could do it. Discontinuity. So... extra turn spells would probably be good in the deck, although... I feel like it probably makes the deck less fun. So that would be my reason to not play it, I guess. Well, untap land. Howling Mine. Now that we know our opponent has a million counters, I guess letting them draw with Esper Sentinel is a little bit more annoying. But in this case, I think we have to. And they're going to get to draw on their turn. I mean, I guess at this point it doesn't matter. We just got to Fog every turn, or eventually to Wrath. That's what we really need, is just to hit a Supreme Verdict. Discontinuity is kind of funny. It's so much mana. The end the turn effects are just so expensive. Boschwartz, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, apparently the Magic stream is in about a half hour. Yeah, maybe Farewell's better than Supreme Verdict. There's probably an argument for it. Opponent goes attacking. We cast a Root Snare. They draw with Esper Sentinel. Yeah, and Turbo Fog's a very matchup dependent deck. Like, decks that have counters are definitely going to be more annoying. Also, if you run into decks that aren't winning with creatures, we got a lot of cards that don't do anything. But the opponent has even more counters. We cast Haze of Pollen. Opponent has even more counters. Alright, well, GG. So I think that's, hey, what's up, the Gremlin? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. Hurkyl's Last Meditation. Hurkyl's Last Meditation is 10 mana. It's like infinite. It's an infinite amount of mana. Should have fogged out their upkeep. Now they have 2 more cards. I mean, they had like 14 cards in hand. Can this deck ever win? Oh, I mean, there are decks that just literally are never going to beat this deck. So yes, the deck definitely has matchups that are almost unlosable. But it's a very, like, Turbo Fog's a very matchup dependent deck. It really depends on how your opponent's trying to win the game, and what answers they have to Fogs. I think Affinity for our opponent is like a absurdly good matchup because they have what's Temple Garden? Oh, is this Belcher? This Oh, it's this combo deck. Okay. This is probably not a good matchup because this deck, well, actually, how does this end with our opponent tapping out? Oh no. They do win by attacking, right? Oh, Metallic Mimic. Okay. Oh no. Oh dear. Opponent gets in and hits us. So opponents persist combo deck. Grove Spiral. Put a land into play. I mean, this should be fine. Unless they have like a Blood Artist effect. If they have a Blood Artist effect, it gets a lot worse. But play the land, pass the turn. Oh, this is going to be wild. Opponent. They win with sacrificing a goblin to drain. Oh, okay. I mean, if they have a Blood Artist and can win without attacking, then it gets worse for sure. Opponent plays a land, goes to combat, goes attacking. I mean, I guess we let it go. Yeah, Settle the Wreckage, not going to get rid of enough here. Opponent. Have you tried Turbo Fog in Pauper? It's most excruciating, slow grind, but fun when it works. I don't think I've ever played Pauper Turbo Fog. It does sound like it would be really slow. I mean, I guess all the fogs are... Well, they have Phyrexian towers, so we can't really kill the We can't really kill the goblin there. They can just sacrifice it, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I guess we play Teferis and hope they don't combo. That's a big hope. That's a big hope. Teferi, take up, draw. Deadly Dispute. I mean, we do have an entire playset of Rest in Pieces in our sideboard. We draw nothing. Untap, untap. Opponent, are we dead? Yeah, so our opponent's combo is Putrid Goblin, Metallic Mimic. So Metallic Mimic on Goblin, whenever a Goblin comes into play, gets a +1/+1 counter. So they can keep persisting and get rid of the counter. So essentially they can, as long as they have Metallic Mimic, they can sacrifice this as many times as they want to. Goblin Matron. Does that mean we're dead? They don't have a sack outlet, though. Without a sack outlet, we're probably not just dead. Opponent, Mons. Attacks Teferi. I'll have to export this deck list. Okay, so things are getting worse. Things are getting sketchier. Actually, a Twara on Metallic Mimic could be pretty good. Actually. Alright, well, take up Teferi. Draw a card. Yeah, Twara might be the card that gets us out of this. Teferi's protection could sort of save us for a turn. Although they can go back to doing the same thing the next turn. So it's a pretty temporary solution, but it is kind of a solution. Oh, I'd love to get down another Teferi, but then we... So greedy. Huh. Well, that's Balagad Recovery. Get back Archmage's Charm. Hallowed Fountain untapped. Pass the turn. Untap a couple lands. Discard. And discard is Teferi. And pass the turn. We don't have any legends, so it's full price at the moment. Gets a discount for each legend we control. Legendary creatures, so planeswalkers don't actually help. Apparently the Magic stream is not until 1, so it's about a half hour from now. Ugh. All right, there's a sack outlet. Sure. Opponent goes to combat. Oh. I mean, we can do it, right? If we just settle, we should be good. Yeah, let's settle him. I think this works. They can like make infinite mana, but it's during combat, so I don't know how they're gonna use it. Like, they can save their Putrid Goblin, but they still lose a Mimic. All right, here they go. Thanks for keeping the stream going despite the timing change. Oh, we can't miss the spoilers. We can't miss our spoilers. The spoilers are coming. Opponent. All right. Well, that was not bad. We got rid of multiple things. Oh, all right. Well, opponent had backup of all those things, and that's the game. All right. Interesting. Oh, that's unfortunate. We played how we wanted to, but our opponent just had the backups. Psychologist! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. Thank ya. All right, so settle the wreckage down. We're probably going to have to cut some fogs, honestly. It's one of the things we were talking about earlier, like very matchup dependent. Like our opponent's not about attacking, which means fogs are not very effective Magic cards. If the opponent's not trying to attack and kill you, fogs are just not very good. Not very good at all. So I guess we're gonna be more like a weird control deck, trying like that. What's your thoughts on the new Ichor artifact? I think it has potential to be really busted. I think it has an incredibly high ceiling. Whether or not it reaches that ceiling, that's a whole nother question. All right, well, I mean, I think we actually just put the Howling Mine to the bottom for now. Rest in Peace X2 means our opponent's not going to be comboing anytime soon. The ceiling is so high. Ichor Gauntlet, like, it seems like you can construct a deck where this is just, like, giving you, infinite turns, ultimating Planeswalkers at lightning speed. At the same time, it's also a card that just doesn't do anything right away. And sometimes that's a deal breaker for competitive 1v1 formats. So I'm very curious. I think this card is going to be either, like, absolutely broken, like the best card, most dominating card, has some deck build around it that's just unbeatable, bannably good, or it's going to be unplayed outside of like casual, like playing Commander Super Friends or whatever, casual against odd Super Friends decks. I don't think there's much of a middle ground. It's hard for me to imagine Ichor Gauntlet being like just a good card. I think it's either a busted card or it's either a busted card or it's an unplayable card. It's hard for me to see it anywhere in between. Well, rest in peace. Number 2. About it, Untaps. I mean, I guess we did get a spoiler. I don't know if it's a relevant spoiler, but Rebel Salvo. 3 mana, Affinity for equipment. 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker. The permanent loses indestructible until end of turn. Ooh. That actually is an important card. That's a Shoulder Dancer. So by itself, it's just as good as Rending Flame or Rend Spirit, whatever the 3 mana 5 damage spell is that we use in Standard. So it's already as good, but then if you have an equipment or 2 equipment, it actually becomes great. I think that's a very standard playable card. Affinity is now eligible for any set. Yeah, I think we just Wrath. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. No death triggers either because of the rest in pieces. Well, now we're gonna win like a Crim, maybe. Opponent Putrid Goblin. Well, play the land. Teferi. Draw a card, untap. Pass the turd. I mean, most of the set leaked. I honestly think that pretty much every card is leaked. If you dig around deep enough, I think you can find literally every card from the set out there now. But there's still a bunch of stuff that hasn't been officially spoiled yet. I'll draw with Teferi. Teferi's protection could be helpful at some point. All right, no more lands. No more lands. Pass the turn. Untap. About it. I mean, I guess the leaks are pretty well known this time because Scryfall put him up. I won't let you win. I don't know. I wonder if things have changed. I know there was such a big... So what do you think about this, Jazz? So we always kind of talk about leaks. We always have. Ugh, that only gets the Putrid Goblin. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, okay, that mistakes may have been made there. Yeah, that hits our rest in pieces, doesn't it? Inquisition. Well, we might as well peace out. Yeah, temporary lockdown. Maybe not actually that good here. About it. Passes. More Teferis. Well, let's talk the Mons. Play to fair. That's okay. We'll find another rest in peace, and it all worked out. We just gotta find another one, and we're good. Or Aspara's headquarters. All right. Tap land, untap, untap. About it. Hey, what's up, Gravy? How are you? Hey, Les Alex. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. We are punting a little bit with Turbo Fog in... Ooh, that's actually a good one. Punting a bit with Turbo Fog in Historic and waiting for the Watsi spoiler stream. Ooh, temporary lockdown. Our old friend temporary lockdown. How'd your stream go, Les Alex? This is Historic that we're playing at the moment. Why can't we draw rest in peace, chat? What's up with that? Be so good in this matchup. It would be so helpful. No death triggers, no combos. Come on, Magic Gods. Opponent hitting the Teferi. Sure. Well, cycle the fog into a land. Untap. More Teferi's pros. Draw with Teferi. You know what? Yeah, I mean, we can tuck it if we have to. At this point, I don't really think we have to. If our opponent ever gets to the point where they're close to comboing, then we will actually do it. Opponent. Metallic Mimic hits Teferi. Sure. Mons returns. Huh. Yeah, sure. Sure, whatever. You can Mons us. Grow Spiral. Do you think that Lagamos the Hatred could... Ooh, search for Iskanta. That's why we did it, so we could flip our Iskanta real quick. Draw 2 cards. So now maybe we can flip our Iskanta before we get our Rest in Pieces back. Cycle a Haze Pollen. Do I think that Lagamos could be good in Modern? Let me read the exact text. I know it's... Oh no. I don't even know how to spell it. Lagomos. Ooh, another Teferi 2A. How do we do this? Well, we're definitely playing Search for Iskanta, which can flip next turn. I think we're good. Breeding Pool tapped. Untap. So Lagomos, 3 mana for a 1/3. Being a combat on your turn, you make a 2/1 elemental with haste and you sack around your next end step. You can tutor if you've had 5 or more creatures die this turn. So Lagomos to me does not seem like a modern playable card unless there's like some combo that can somehow take advantage of the tutor mode. The rest of the card, I don't think it does enough for Modern. 3 mana 1/3, pretty far below the curve. It dies to Lightning Bolt. And then its ability making a 2/1. Yeah, that's not that exciting by Modern standards. So I would say you really would have to find some sort of sacrifice deck that could turn on that tutor ability. And then it could be an option. Yeah, we'll keep that. All right, Transform. Archmage's Charm number 2. Untap. Teferi. Is it Tuck Time? It might be Tuck Time. Angwabat. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, something like that. Something like you have this sacrifice combo with Putrid Goblin where you sacrifice an infinite number of times, and then you could use it. Although, in that case, it's kind of competing with... Yeah, I think we got to do that. It's kind of competing with Diabolic Intent, so it might be worse than that. Do you ever get flack for being too negative? I ask because you're very reasonable with your opinions, but everyone else on Goldfish seems real positive, so you seem negative in comparison. Really? Not usually. It's funny. I guess everyone has their own opinions. Because I think I was reading the comments to like yesterday's podcast, and if anything, it was like, oh, Richard's always such a grumpy old man that doesn't like anything. So I don't know. I guess I don't see myself as negative, but I also don't have a wow opponent going for it. Sure. I mean, yeah, Speeder Goblin down. That does make a lot of goblins, I guess. We can just phase out if we have to. But there's no damage, no death trigger. We might just Teferi's Pro. I don't know, do I come across negative? I'm curious now. About it. Everything at Teferi. I mean, we have another Teferi. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think we got to keep the Teferi at 1. Down to 8. 8 is not the highest life total. Strike it rich. Sure. Yeah, we could have stolen the goblin. We could have stolen the goblin before attacks and maybe kept them from attacking. I think we're just going to look for a wrath mostly. Search for Escanta. Temporary lockdown does most of what. Well, but our rest in pieces. You know what? We'll take Teferi's protection. I don't know if we wanna. I don't know if we want to lose these rest in pieces. They seem important to our game plan. Archmage's charm. Where's our wraths? Where's our wrath magic gods? Hey, thank you, Tokyo Gringo. Absolutely not. You just have a leveled approach to card discussion. Oh, thank you. I mean, opponent passes. So many Teferi's Pros. No wrath, though. So awkward. Oh. I mean, I think also, from my perspective, I think there's like a difference between being negative and being critical. I think it's important. Like, my perspective is, because of all of you, I'm lucky enough to like kind of have a voice that Wizards listens to a little bit. So I think that it's important, if you're in that position, to actually try to use your voice for the betterment of the community, essentially. So I know there's times when there's like Magic 30 or whatever, examples like that where maybe being critical of decisions Wizards makes could be interpreted as being negative. But I don't really think of that as being like negative as much as trying to do the right thing for the game and the community as a whole, and like speak up to a powerful corporation or whatever that doesn't have our best interest in heart. So I hope that that's not interpreted as negative, because maybe it is, but I don't see it as negative. But maybe it comes across that way sometimes. Opponent. Secluded Courtyard. All right, well, okay, so first we search for Escanta. I mean, we gotta piece out of here. We gotta piece out. Okay, another rest in peace. Actually, you know, let's just take this to Teferi. Whatever, we'll do it that way. Teferi's Pro. See ya, goblins. Opponent hits us for nothing. We get to draw an extra card. It's a land and another Howling Mind. So, how much can we do here? Play a Teferi. Play a Teferi. Teferi Tribal. Play them both. Draw a card. Oh, we only have 21 cards in our deck? Alright, we're going to have to go on the win the game mode here at some point. Draw a card. Get a loyalty counter. Play a Howling Mine. Play an island. Unfit Ferret, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, we're out of here. We're out of here again. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent, make some goblins. Sure. Opponent untaps. I do kind of love Teferi's protection in hey, what's up, Doug? How are you? In 1v1 formats. Magic 30 was great for proxy makers. Today announced the product was the best sales day for them ever. I think that probably is true. I think that probably is true. Yeah, the rest in pieces are essentially just keeping us alive here. Opponent, big attack. Peace out. Wow, Teferi's protection has like the longest or the loudest sound effect. Opponent hits us for nothing. Yeah, we could use a Supreme Verdict just to reset the board here. Archmage's Charm. I mean, the other way we can do this is just ultimating Teferi, which we might be able to ultimate new Teferi here. 9. So draw with Teferi. Oh, not many cards left in our deck. 10. I think we get to ultimate. Oh, there's a rip too. So that's 10. Grow Spiral. Oh, yeah, the spoiler stream should be in about 10 minutes. All right. Archmage's Charm. Just keep drawing. Up to 12. Grow Spiral. Just keep drawing. Put a land into play. Up to 13. And now... Teferi Temporal Pilgrim Ultimate. Target you. There they go. Play the land tapped. And... oh... yeah, I guess we just pass and do some discarding. Untap a couple lands. We do need to kill our opponent, though. That might be an issue. 13 cards in the deck. 13 cards in the deck. Opponent, draw some extra cards. Looks like a Crim deck. Control with Teferis and no win cons. It's playing a little bit crimmy at the moment, you're right. It's really Turbo Fog, but right now it is kind of playing like a Crim deck. Oh my god. Alright. Peace out. Again. Okay, can we win before we run out of clock is the question. That's the real question. Triggers. Or run out of cards. Draw a card. Draw a card. There's the Supreme Verdict. That's nice. So. Supreme Verdict. Reset the board. Opponent's acts to draw a couple of cards. Sure. Get rid of the mods. Is there any way we can actually win by attacking before we time out? Or do we have to go a different direction? All right, make a spirit. I guess we got to try. Nice to see new Teferi. Make a spirit. Take up Teferi. Grow the spirits. Trigger. 9 cards in the deck. Spar's headquarters. Go. We might have to. One of the upsides of temporary lockdown is it can get rid of our Howling Mines if they're about to kill us. Opponent still has 32. Many. Opponent has all the cards. Opponent duresses. Sure. A handful of not much. Takes the lockdown. Goblin Trap Finder. Sure. More Trap Finders. Even more Trap Finders. And a Prospector. Oh, alright. I don't think we want his Kanta. Maybe we just do nothing? Okay, untap. Draw a million cards. We can start tucking with Teferi, too. That's also allowed. A Twara is also a way we can get rid of a Howling Mine. More Howling Mines. I mean, our team's getting huge. Yeah, Trap Finder's pretty busted. Pretty busted. Wow, we know our deck. That's what we got left. It's all face up. So. Oh, this Teferi's so close to ultimating. But we're so close to milling out. So, how do we do this? Well, we gotta get rid of the Howling Mines. We gotta get rid of the Howling Mines, or we still mill out with the Teferi. Alright, make a dork.
It's nice to see a familiar face.
Play a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Go to combat, attack ya. Here they come. They're pretty big, and they're vigilant. Opponent. Blocks. They don't get any death triggers because of the rest in peace. Blocks and blocks. Sure. And Deadly Dispute to draw some cards. I mean, we might just be able to win by beating down next turn. Kill the Prospector. Talk a Howling Mine. Play. I guess nothing. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, I think we're good. We should be fine. We can get rid of our Howling Mines. We can start tugging the Teferi. About it. We should be able to win this game before the Watsi stream, I think. Hopefully. And plus, with the Watsi stream, hopefully they just go into spoilers. You never know. You never know. Any reason why you don't run any spells that shuffle your yard back in your library. Well, they don't do much against Rest in Peace at the moment. Okay, so this... I mean, this should work, right? So... Bounce Putrid Goblin. Untap. Draw 2, and we got there. Yeah, I mean, it could be worth considering. Well, that's Turbo Fog. There's no way we're going to Turbo Fog before the Watsi stream starts. We can see, it says it's starting soon. Well, we can look and see if it's... I mean, hopefully they're just going right into previews. We'll see. But that is Turbo Fog. That's the plan. I could see playing something to shuffle the graveyard back in. In games where we don't have to bring in Rest in Peace, it is a good way to not mill out. In theory, Teferi takes care of this. Although, as we were talking about, if you have Howling Mines on the battlefield, the Teferi plan... It still mostly works, but you have to first tuck the Howling Mines, and then tuck the Teferis, and then you can never mill out. So it is like a multi-step process, essentially. But we got there. That is a Howling... Oh, opponent. Wow, opponent did a lot of mulliganing. They got to take the rip, yeah. Without the rip, they have a shot. That Rest in Peace was just going to end them. But they could just... I mean... It's historic. They could just combo. That is possible. Metallic Mimic. That's a combo piece. About it passes. That's a supreme verdict, though. Search for Escanta. Watsi stream not going yet. Not going yet. About it hits us. Strike it, Rich. Search for Escanta. Oh, we're gonna... With our opponent out of cards, we're gonna mill the Howling Mine. I don't think we want to give our opponent cards here. Tap land, go. Please don't combo us. Opponent. I mean, Kanta's a main deck card, and Rest in Peace is a sideboard card. I don't think we should not play it because we're gonna sideboard it in sometimes. More Howling Mines. I'm playing the land. I kind of just want a Supreme Verdict. Yeah, let's just Wrath. This means our opponent has no combo pieces, and we get to untap and play Super Busted Teferi on a hopefully empty-ish board. Ooh, Goblin Matron. All right, that's a card. That's a card. That's a card. Oh, spoiler stream starting.
I'm your host, Blake Rasmussen, but we're here today to talk to these two fine gentlemen who have done a ton of work.
As soon as the spoilers start, we'll jump over to it.
We're gonna talk
Oh, play the land untapped. Play Teferi.
Trust me. You'll thank me.
Tuck the Putrid Goblin. No spoilers yet, but it's almost time. And they're doing set booster exclusives and main set previews. So we should be able to see a lot of cool stuff. A little bit later than we thought, but we're getting there. Opponent, combat, Teferi. Hits us. Oh, I don't know if we can close it out in time. Well, play a Teferi. I don't know if we can close it out before the spoilers start. We're doing our best. The fastest Turbo Fog game of all time. Ooh, Temporary Lockdown is huge. That could be pretty good. Pass the turn. Untap. No spoilers yet. No spoilers yet. About it. Yeah, they're just doing the little like introduction, the start of their stream, but they haven't started doing spoilers yet. We won't miss the spoilers. We'll jump over to it once the good stuff starts. Take up to Teferi. Oh, play a Howling Mine. Okay, here we go. Spoiler time. Sorry, opponent. Here we go. Spoilers are here. Phyrexia all will be one set booster exclusives.
You control have melee. It's a 2/2.
Sky Hunter Strike Force. 3 mana. Flying. Melee. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each opponent you attack this combat. Lieutenant, as long as you control your commander, other creatures you... What? Oh, melee. Oh, I was thinking myriad. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's whatever, sure. Like, that's fine. Lieutenant coming back is cool. I was thinking it was myriad, and I was like, wow, at 3 mana, myriading everything is ridiculous. How is... So these are the commander cards. These are the commander cards from the set booster. So this one is not legal in standard.
Okay. Yeah, so you mentioned that.
How's the audio level?
Was that
can you hear me and can you hear them?
Or why did we revisit a bunch of keywords for
is melee new? So melee has existed. Melee's never been in a standard set. It's always been in like commander supplemental products, but we have seen it before once or twice in commander focused products.
Yep.
Here's a different way we're doing this.
Twitch.tv/magic.
Obviously, Melee Lieutenant do not show up in any Phyrexia or Mirrodin stuff. They're just cool to me.
How is that
audio-wise? Variety of
I cranked Watsi up a lot. Is it too much now?
One card that does have one of those mechanics that we saw before is our next.
I mean, that
preview,
card's
which
fine.
Is called Mirage
it's also a
Mockery.
Ooh.
There's 2 and a blue for a sorcery.
Mirage Mockery. 2 and a blue. Choose 1. It's a sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control. Create a token that's a copy of target non-artifact creature. Artifact creature or non-artifact creature. For 6 mana, you get to do both. So copy of target artifact creature, copy of target non-artifact creature. So 3 mana clone.
If you have the right board, is pretty sweet.
But it can be a double clone.
Sad Robots or Solum Simulacrum.
The fact that
whatever the name
is it a better Saheeli's Artistry?
Yep, that one. But yeah, this is mostly trying to.
So it's very
create an entwined
similar
design that feels
to
really cool and
Sahili's
appealing, and I think we
artistry,
certainly succeeded
which
there.
is 6 mana sorcery,
All right.
create a token that's a copy of
Next
target
up,
artifact, a token that's a copy of target
Synthesis pod.
creature.
This is one of the coolest.
Ooh, is this a
designs,
birthing pod?
and I know there's
Oh my god.
quite a bit of story around this.
Okay,
lot of this
Synthesis
is gonna
pod. Synthesis pod. Looks like a birthing pod. 3 and a Phyrexian blue mana. You can play a Phyrexian blue mana, exile a spell you control. Target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card with that mana value equal to 1 plus the exile spell's mana value. Exile that card, then the player shuffles, then you cast a card. Oh my god, that's a cool card. Oh, that's cool art and a cool effect. Wow. Oh, that card is so sweet. That one I wish was in standard.
Reveal a card.
Yeah,
with mana
so
value equal to
it's
1
not
plus
busted.
the
It's a
exiled
really cool
spell's mana
card,
value.
but you can't
Exile
build.
that card, then
You
that
can't
player
really
shuffles,
build
and then
around it
cast
because
that
you're getting your
exiled card
opponent's card.
without
So how this
paying
is gonna
its mana
work
cost. So
is
obviously
you
this
like
a pretty
get down
cool
your
callback
synthesis
to Birthing
pod,
but what's the story?
and then you
behind this
take and
card?
cast your
Yeah, I mean, at
whatever,
the
your
very
ponder.
beginning of this card's life, it had a very simple name. It was called Blue Pod.
You cast your
which is a very
ponder
clear,
with
set
the
of
ponder
rails
on the
that are goals
stack.
to
You
do this
exile
really
it,
Blue Pod.
almost like the
And this card
Magus
actually
Elemental
went through
eats
quite
the
a
spells
lot
off the stack,
iterations. It was
and
very
then you're going
important
to
us
do
that
this
we
weird
felt
like
Blue Pod, that we
polymorph
were
thing off of your
sacrificing
opponent's deck, like a
faster
Chaos
spells
Wand.
to get different spells.
That's a really sweet
Sometimes it was
card.
just instance and sorcery spells. Sometimes it was some other stuff. But this iteration, after a lot of
I don't know if it's
playtesting with a
how
new
strong
team
do
we
you
have
think it
in the
is? That's the
studio,
question.
we have a casual
I think
play
it's
design
super
team
fun.
that does our CFL tests. This is a
How
lot
different
like
is it than
our competitive play design team?
Okay.
But they focus more on not just Commander, but it's primarily Commander, 60-card formats, more
Like, how much-
casual-oriented stuff.
how
but
much
most of the
different is it
time
than a
it's put
Chaos
through
Wand?
Looking at the Commander cards
Chaos
and testing the
Wand,
Commander cards more
4
thoroughly
mana.
than we have
You just have your opponent
before.
exile
We're
till you
making
hit an
more
instant or
Commander cards
sorcery.
than ever.
I guess
100
you get
card
some
decks that are singleton
some
happen to
control
be
over
very
it
inefficient
because
to
because
test
of
over and
the
over.
mana
So
value.
with a new devoted team that spends all their time.
So because of the mana
thinking about
value,
the
you
balance
know
of
you're going to
cards.
hit something
This card
good.
went through the throws and ended up in this shape, which I think is quite
At the same
cool.
time,
I
you
think
know you
when I
can't
look
hit
at this card,
anything
I'm
absurd.
reminded of,
Like, Chaos Wand is
in
high
life
risk,
and
high
when
reward.
we
You
play
activate it.
Chaos Wand.
Sometimes you whiff. Sometimes it's a
Spell or
painful
another artifact
truce.
will let you cast
Sometimes it's a
spells
ram
from
spell.
opponents.
But then sometimes it's like
So
an
that's
ultimatum and
kinda
you win the
what's in pod.
game.
Synthesis
This one
pod
is more
landed
controlled. Like,
a
depending on what you
card that,
cast.
CFL told me
Also, you
needed
lose.
to be more fun, and then we made it more fun, and here it is now.
You also lose your
So
spell,
the-
which is
the
worth keeping in
CFL,
mind.
I'm not sure if I heard this or not, or if it was from when
We
we were talking
need-
before the show.
Yeah.
This was the first set that they really started going.
Right. I remember them looking vaguely
I
at
think
Broke
also
and
worth
Bandit,
mentioning
but
there's
this was
like
the first that they
affinity
were
spells
full
and so
throttle.
forth
Right,
too.
they-
Like
They've just formed and they worked on some of the brothers.
Like you can cast Assert Authority for 2 mana, mana value 7 mana, you exile it, get an 8-drop from your opponent's deck. That's kind of neat. There are like
I had a
some
lot of
build
fun with
around,
this.
some ways to
That was
build around, or
really,
even like into thin air.
refreshing and
6
eye-opening
mana,
use,
bounce a
and
creature,
creative
an
time,
artifact
like
rather.
Monster,
But as
Monster,
Affinity, so you cast
whatever.
it for 1
With
mana,
this
and then you activate
team,
this and get a
having
7-drop from your
focusing
opponent's
just on
deck.
How we can improve these cards with so much different feedback than we usually get. So it was a really blast for me as a typical Commander lead, and I really enjoyed working with them on future sets, and I'm really excited to continue.
So I guess all the other cards go back, right? Exile a spell. Target opponent reveals cards until they reveal a card of that mana value. That card gets exiled and you play it. So you're only exiling one card from your opponent's deck. Yeah.
Commander.
What do you think, Doug?
I just learned a ton from the team. Just even
We were watching some spoilers.
All right,
Watching
well,
some
let's
spoilers
look at
together.
our next preview card. This is called Monumental Corruption.
Monumental
so this is
Corruption.
a black card that costs 3 and 2 black.
5 mana. Target player draws X card and loses X life, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Ooh. Oh, wow. So oh boy, that card is going to kill people. I am actually think that card is very scary. Yeah, there's so many decks like Eloise, treasure decks that make it
Black
very
cards that
easy
lane artifact
to
strategies,
make
that makes me very
so
happy.
many
On these
artifact
kind of designs
tokens.
particularly, it's,
I imagine this
you
is
know,
just
what
gonna,
it contains
it's just gonna
as
kill
a
people. Yeah, this
spell
card is
that
just going to make
SCP
people die.
our target player
Yeah,
draws X
dockside,
and loses
any
X. What I
treasure
really like
stuff,
about this
affinity
card
stuff,
is
artifact
that you can
lands,
target it.
Brea,
You can
like this
draw
card's
your
just
own
gonna kill
cards and
people.
lose your own
It's just
life.
gonna
But
kill
if you have enough
people.
artifacts, sometimes you can just defeat your opponents right
I
there.
mean,
targeting them.
you can also use it on yourself to draw cards. That is true. But I'm imagining this is like a
and the very straightforward.
Where'd the window go?
All right. Next up, we have
more cards.
I did not catch the reference the first like 8 times I looked at this card.
All right, Blake.
But there's definitely a reference
good, Blake.
here. So this is Chisgoria Forged Tyrant. 6.
Chisgoria Forged Tyrant. 9 mana, 5/4. Affinity for artifacts. So you can cast it for 3 if you have enough artifacts. Flying Haste. When it attacks, exile the top 5 cards of your library. You can cast an artifact spell from among them this turn. If you do, it has affinity for artifacts. Interesting.
How long a bit? Close to 20 years ago.
Wow. That's a pretty cool card. I mean, so obviously you got to be affinity style deck and artifact deck.
Yeah, just powerhouses.
Yeah. I actually played one of them.
You still have to pay the mana. You can cast it.
Okay.
It gets affinity for artifacts, which helps, but you are going to need some amount of mana.
But yeah, super deep reference.
It's also not an artifact itself.
20-some years.
Not even referenced, and here we are.
But still, going 5 cards deep to in your Brea deck or whatever.
Often 14th.
Osgear.
They did make
Mishra.
the cut because they were basically free and
I think
were artifacts. And
that card's pretty splashy.
Sort of did a thing. So this does a lot lot more, Corey.
Yes, this does a lot more than its
3 mana, 5/4 flying. Yeah, 5/4 flying haste too.
Tooth and scale.
Can cards have
I'm not
double
as familiar
affinity?
With the tooth and scale Chisgoria. I'm making this card, designing this card.
I don't think it would
with-
do
with
anything,
my
right?
other designers.
Well,
and
actually,
it is the
I don't think
crowd of
so.
Other designers who say, "Hey, do you know?"
I
what
don't
would be
think
really
like if you
cool?
gave a card double
Chisgoria
affinity,
card."
like let's say you hit a Mirror Enforcer, I don't think it's going to be too less for each artifact you control. So maybe it can technically have double affinity, but I don't think. I don't know. We've never had a card that gives something affinity for artifacts. My guess is you don't get a double discount, but what do I know? Maybe you do.
From the command zone on commanders, it can help pay your commander tax, which is very fun. I also think
If I was in
anyone
the
that
EDH,
runs
this would be
deck,
my commander.
I
That's true.
believe
So,
they're obligated to
are you
run,
picturing this as a
Tooth and
commander?
Scale. I think if you're not running his Tooth and Scale in the 99 of a
Tooth
Chisgoria
and
deck,
Scale.
you are a coward.
Like, would you play this as a commander or just in the 99?
Well, you could rule 0 it so that you have like they have like
their
super
auto-
partner.
their
So
audio
it's
is
got
kinda-
the scale and the
kinda
tooth are in the
bad.
command zone.
Hey, if you're playing against me, I'm all for
They're
that.
not. They're pretty bad cards.
Oh,
so it's
you're
not going
right.
to cost much.
Anyways, this is
Michael
it's
Sims
a
Golem
Sweet Dragon.
does.
It has affinity. It gives.
I wonder if
artifacts.
there's
It
any
gives
rulings on
some
that.
random
We look
cards
it
in your
up.
library affinity for artifacts. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yep,
Michael Sims Golem.
And a deep cut.
and a deep cut.
Now, I
Spell
did
gains
also
affinity when put on the
see,
stack.
and maybe
2 or
Adam
more
can speak to
instances of
this,
affinity are cumulative,
Mark Rosewater
even if
mentioned in his
they're
blog
both
that
affinity
was
for
now
the same
deciduous,
thing.
that we're going to be seeing it a little more often.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
2 or
think
more
a lot
instances of
viewers
affinity
and I think
are
affinity for
cumulative.
various things. This
Yeah.
one has
Even
affinity
if
for
they're
artifacts,
both
which is
affinity for the
the
same
most
thing.
famous.
Well, we
Yep.
have the
have
ruling
affinity
now,
for,
so we
but,
know. So
you'll see in the main set, not during
Oh,
the show,
damn it.
but there are a couple cards with affinity.
come
for
on,
other
Blake.
things,
Come
in the
on.
main set.
Show us the mirror. Show us the
Affinity
mirror.
was in Mirrodin was kind of famously fairly broken. Do you
Yeah, true.
So that
I'm
would work
assuming
then,
the design
right?
team has
Yeah.
learned a lot about how to cost things.
So
and,
in an
and the
affinity
type of
deck, you
effects
can
can
technically get
over
double
the past,
affinity.
20 years or so, we've got
That's
a
actually
little bit
kinda
better
sweet.
at cost reduction mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But I think the key
So
to
what's
it
the
is
best?
to not have these land
So what's the best
artifact
cards with
lands
affinity?
Yeah.
that also reduce your help out with affinity.
Yeah.
And affinity for different things that you have to kind of invest more in.
It is
Okay,
only
so
red,
you're
which
saying
is
lands that
awkward.
tap for 2
Furnace
plus mana.
Dragon. That's
Don't-
kind of awkward.
don't have a
Mirror
place.
Enforcer. So like Michael Sims
yeah, okay.
Golem would be super cheap.
Yeah, write that one down.
Yeah, you gotta
2
play.
plus
You gotta play Scales for flavors.
All right,
Scales
let's
of
move on
Kisgora.
to the next card, which has another callback
Okay.
mechanic in it. So this is Tangle Weave Armor. So this is 2 green and a
Tango Weave Arbor. 4 mana, living weapon. Equipped creature gets +X/+X, where X is the greatest mana value among your commanders. I mean, I love these designs. I love the design. I don't think the card's very good, but anytime we see a design that is supporting expensive commanders, I like it. I think we need more of that. I want to see more stuff that supports it. So if you're playing the Ur-Dragon as your commander, this is going to make your creature huge, right? It's going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be a 9/9 or a 10/10. The more expensive your commander, the better this card is. Not good at all indexed with cheap commanders. At the same time, even if this is a vanilla like 8/8 or 9/9 because your commander is expensive, is that worth it? Oh, Galta, that's true. 4 mana 12/12. I guess you can move it around, but you got to move it around for 4? Oh, for me. Living Weapon sounds so much cooler than Formiradan.
Midnight Hunt Tempester cards.
I still don't come to grips with Formiradan.
Right.
Yeah, no
so
evasion.
This is actually a little bit of a technology change or rules change.
I like where it's going.
Doesn't care about what zone your commander's in.
Yeah.
So your commander.
That is a good point. Like, it just cares about your commander existing. So you don't have to have your commander in play or anything. But still, even with that in mind, if it had Trample, would be good. Trample would really put it over the top.
And while it's on the stack, it isn't on the battlefield.
It isn't in either of those zones.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Sweet Edition.
Unless you target it with the scale of Chiscoria.
Unless you target with the...
Like, is there any way you would play that? Okay, Galta. Let's say you're playing Galta. Would you play this in Galta? Galta would be the most, like... the easiest way to actually make this big. Like, you're a Galta deck. Let's say your Galta equipment. You even have some sort of sub-theme. So this is going to be a 4 mana 12/12. I guess in that context, maybe. So maybe some specific decks. It is very expensive to move around. But still, it has Living Weapons, so you don't really need to move it around because you get the creature to begin with. So moving around is kind of the fallback plan.
Yeah. The stat of its mana value.
Oh, Reaper King.
Specifically, you build
are there any?
Your commander. You're building 99.
Are there any equipment decks?
You're gonna know it's mana
with
value.
expensive commanders that are also in
I
green.
think we open up space to make some cool cards that scale up big commanders here.
It's a very niche market.
So
Not really. Not out of the popular ones, at least, that people play a lot.
Yeah, it's my fault. I slighted you specifically.
I mean, I guess, like, is there any...
right,
I guess it would be Galtra. I was going to say, is there any
colorless
Voltron green deck?
Here's a card that it can go in there, although I wouldn't
Colorless
recommend it. It's Lux Artillery.
Lux Artillery, 4 mana. Whenever you cast an artifact creature spell, it gains Sunburst, enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 30 or more counters among artifacts and creatures you control, Lux Artillery deals 10 damage to each opponent. So this is a card for, like, 5 colorless decks. You want artifact creatures, but also 5 colors of mana. I mean, you can put, that's kind of powerful, right? Like, if this is on the battlefield and you're 5 colors, you could potentially be putting 5 counters on each creature that you cast. I guess each expensive creature, because if you cast a 1-drop, you're only getting 1 counter. But still, like, in a counters theme, multicolor counters theme deck, that's actually sweet. And that's even like discounting the damage part. Even discounting the damage part.
One odd thing, I think those who have been paying really close attention probably noticed that this says
what do you think?
+1/+1 counter, a forbidden counter among.
What do you think?
Phyrexia all will be one.
+1/+1 counter.
Yeah, +1/+1 counters forbidden. What do you think of the focus on artifact creatures? In just like the last 2 or 3 sets, we've seen that kind of be a theme where there's been commanders in Legends, not just for artifacts, but specifically that do things with artifact creatures. Has anyone built an artifact creature deck? Yeah, I mean, you are getting 10 damage to each opponent, so if you get to 30 counters, it is going to close out the game pretty quickly. Once you get there,
right?
Ooh, Vexing Puzzle Box.
Where everything's poison, it's oil.
Transformers are sweet.
It feels
Lux Artillery.
The second is that it's confusing with oil counters, and it's a very big gameplay thing. But
Ramos.
These cards are not meant to be drafted with the rest of all
Ramos
of the
seems like a sweet
leeway.
home for it.
And then really the tiebreaker is, can we
Ramos
Sunburst
seems
on the card.
seems
and
really
Sunburst
good.
is cool enough that we said, yeah.
Ramos
let's do
gets
it
a
anyway.
lot of counters too.
So here we are, Sunburst card.
And then
cool
you play the
card.
Ozolith and all that.
Destroys your
Like
opponent.
Croxa, obviously.
That last ability, by the way, is another.
That card's cool. That card's super
nicely
cool.
massaged ability by our good friend.
Trying to build 4-color Friends Forever artifact creature tribal with Zerta.
All right, our final set booster commander card.
It's got to be the mirror.
But it's exciting.
It's got to be the
and,
mirror.
A lot of people have been talking about it. This is Urtet, Remnant of Memnarch.
Urtet, Remnant
mana
of Memnarch,
colorless-
the long-awaited mirror. 3 mana, 2/2. Whenever you cast a mirror spell, create a mirror token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, untap each mirror control. You control 5 mana, put 3 counters on each mirror you control. Activate this only during your turn. Whoo, there it is. That is why all the mirror cards have been being bought out. That is why they went back to the Shrine Well. This reminds me of Go Shintai of Life's Origins, where you have this very, very janky tribe, but you have a commander that makes more of those and rewards you for hitting more of them on the battlefield. So this wants you to play all the mirror, and then you cast the mirror, and they make more mirror, and then you make the mirror huge with the second ability. That card... Oh boy, I don't know if it's quite so. Okay, you gotta choose between this and the Juggernaut commander. Which one do you build first? Juggernaut on an artifact tribal, mirror artifact tribal. Tough decisions. So what mirror do we have? That's the other question. We know the Mana Dork mirror. Everyone knows Battle Ball.
Faces of these.
Yeah.
What other mirror or shimmer mirror?
Up on this, so you'll see on the left that the normal version has a mythic symbol. The extended version on the right has a rare symbol.
One's mythic and one's rare.
That is correct to
that
how
is
the
also
cards
correct.
Are printed. So it will drop at a mythic rarity rate in set boosters. In collector boosters, the extended version will drop at a rare rate. Now, that was not obviously the intention, but that's the way the card ended up printed. There is going to be a statement also on Daily MTG.
That was not the intention.
But those rarities you see printed on the card are true to how the card is printed in the boosters.
Oh, Wizards.
One more thing on Urtet.
Okay. So it's a mythic sometimes and a rare sometimes.
Commander philosophy in general has
well, you know
started
what? So we already
shy away from.
We have
or
already
try
seen
not
a bunch
to do
of
as many
buyouts
5-color commanders that are maybe colorless or 1 card in the mana cost. And I understand
if you look
that
at,
Urtet
let's see
very
if they're
directly
still
says,
on the
like,
list.
no, this is like it's literally shaped like Golos in a sense. It's colorless. As
Mirror
the 5
Matrix.
mana cost.
Up to $22. Mirror Turbine up to $15. So if you're thinking about building Mirror, it probably doesn't. It probably doesn't hurt to snag them.
Have all this stuff, and
thankfully, like if you look at Rare Mirror, there's 5, and most of them are not even good. I guess.
Identities. So we knew we needed some 5-color thing.
Which of these would we even play in a mirror deck? Which synergize? So you get the untap synergy. So you have all the Mana Dork mirror who tap to add a mana, and then they'll untap to make more mana. So I think that's part of the idea is you have the mana ability. You can activate all your Mana Dorks, counters on things, untap them, do it again. Mirror Galvanizer also cares about untapping. Put a bunch of charge counters on things with Core Tapper. Mirror Propagator, make a copy, untap it, make a copy. Okay, there's some untap shenanigans outside of just mana. Yeah, Galvanizer's really strong. Galvanizer's a really good mirror. And if you ever get 2 Galvanizers, you can easily go infinite. So maybe clones for your mirror Galvanizers. So then you tap your Mana Dorks, Galvanizer, untap them, make all your mana again, second Galvanizer, untap them, and the first Galvanizer, do it again. So there's an infinite combo there. I guess we need more mirror. Are there even any mirror in Phyrexia? We saw like the one poison one, right? The bad poison Mana Dork.
Salvage this card and
Yeah.
Corey stole it from me.
Shapeshifters, yeah.
Like
Shapeshifters mirror together could be sweet.
That's what I tell my kids all the time. You can't be mad that you took it if you weren't using it.
Right.
That's kind of exactly
what do we got
happened.
left
So
in the
we're
main
just
set?
Blake's children now.
Yeah.
And I was throwing away all his mirror.
Will the new legendary be legal in other formats?
Yep.
So the mirror legend, it has eternal legality, I think they call it. So it'll be legal in Commander, Vintage, and Legacy, basically. So we can't play it in Modern or in Standard. We're going to the main set, though. So these cards will be legal everywhere.
We are going to now switch over to some
these
main cards
are the ones that are legal everywhere.
Previews are coming to a close. And so we've got some cool stuff here to show, including we're going to kick it off with a cycle of common lands. So these are
more spheres.
the 5 common spheres. I'm not going to read them
Those aren't
all,
bad.
but they all have sort of the same deal. They're all lands, spheres.
They're like,
They all enter the battlefield tapped.
So they're one color horizon lands.
Color of mana, and then for 1 and their color of mana.
But they come into play tapped and 2 to sack.
Them to draw
2 to sack to draw a card
so,
isn't that bad. Like, cycle from the battlefield for 2.
So
they kind of look like artifacts.
That jumps off the page here is their land
that
type
means
spheres. So Phyrexia is a world with 9 layers.
We haven't seen a Lotus yet, right? That thing that turns into a 9/9 Toxic 9.
So
it's going to be so hard to turn on.
There are also 4 additional rares with the sphere type.
It's going to be so hard.
We don't have a lot of
So there's 10 spheres,
relevant,
0 Lotuses,
so
5 basics.
Card or anything
So you're
like
going to have to have
I seem to remember
a decent percentage of all the legal cards to turn it on.
Exactly one.
Exactly one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're nice budget options for monocolor commander decks. Compared to like cycling lands, they show up in monocolor commander decks. These are cycling from the battlefield essentially, and play them, use their mana for a bit, and then cycle them once you don't need them. So I think they're kind of on the level of, Locust, not Lotus. You're right. Oops. But we haven't seen any Lotus lands, right? Yeah, so I think these are fine. They remind me, the cycling lands is a fair comparison, I think. In Standard, I mean, people play that Scry land. I bet they could show up. I don't know. Being tapped is a big cost. Maybe in small numbers. I could see like Mono Black playing 1 or 2 just to get a little more value, though.
Totally unintentionally, of the 5 cards we have to show off, we have a reprint, 3 cards that very strongly reference old Mirrodin cards, and then 1 card that you'll get it when we get there, but they were just cards that spoke to me, and that's because I'm old and I was around for all of this stuff.
I mean, the Sphere lands are fine. They're fine.
Old favorite is
Horizon lands are expensive, but they come into play on taps. So they're like very
Bird.
strictly better.
Thrumming Bird is
Thrumming Bird.
Familiar, 1 in the blue for a 1/1 flyer. It's a creature Phyrexia.
Wasn't this previewed? We've tried very hard not to put leaks on this site. But I thought for sure that we actually had Thrumming Bird already. I thought this was just a known card that was already spoiled.
The digital.
I mean, Thrumming Bird's not bad though.
Is,
like it's cheap, repeatable, proliferate.
And not there. So we are showing it for completeness sake.
The art
so
looks
that
pretty
you can see
sweet.
The number at the bottom, but in real life, it's a shiny foil Phyrexian symbols all over that. And we have a couple of versions of those.
I do kind of like the showcase style.
But just note, that's not what the foil
I almost wish it didn't have a border and it was just white all the way to the edges.
So one of the important
did Thrumming Bird ever see play?
The course of the Phyrexia set design team is Carmen Handy. She's great. She loves Phyrexia. It's her favorite place.
Yep.
And she did amazing work all throughout all the cards.
Did anyone ever play it?
Just, like,
Thrumming Bird.
Attributed to her work.
Okay.
Going back in Magic's history.
This is exactly
Architect
what
Control.
Kind of
oh my goodness.
Proliferate archetype.
Look at what decks used to look like back in the day.
Yeah, not just use the original. This is a
Everflowing Chalice. Proliferate it with Contagion Engine.
Probably my
Tumbler Maggot. Tap your creature down.
There weren't very many of them.
Get to my worm coil. So Thrumming Bird in a Proliferate deck
card,
is it's
super
reasonable.
well.
It's functional.
It's
functional. Like if you have enough stuff. We haven't really seen a mana rock, right? We haven't got an Everflowing Chalice type card that yes, that is fun. Oh boy, old Magic. Magic from the olden days.
In fact, and
then there's like Tezzeret versions. I forgot that Tumbler Magnet was like a legit standard card. It is. Could you imagine?
Top 8'd with this card actually.
Could you imagine? Do you
I
think
also had a really fun
would Tumbler Magnet have any chance today? I feel like this card shows me
and Ink Buff Nexus.
It just shows how much the game has changed. There's no like 3 mana.
Versatile.
Tap it to tap an artifact or creature, and it runs out unless you proliferate it.
All over.
This was like a legit card. This was a legit card. It's wild how different the game is now.
We have another blue card.
Oh, more blue.
So this is Unctus Grand Metatech. So
Unctus
for
Grand
one blue
Metatech. 3 mana, 2/4 legendary Phyrexian Vidalcan artifact creature. Other blue creatures you control have, when this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Other artifact creatures you control have +1/+1. Pay Phyrexian blue until end of turn target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types. Activate this only as a sorcery. There has gotta be. He does kind of look like Zoidberg, doesn't he? There's gotta be a combo for this. There's gotta be a way to go infinite with it. So if you can tap and untap something, you can loot through your deck, and you also have the ability to turn any creature you control into a blue creature that has that ability. Is Pili Pala as close as it gets? There's gotta be. Yeah, Grand Architect's a fair comparison. That's what it reminds me of.
Playing with this card too. I actually played.
There's got to be something.
The same,
is it?
Same deck.
I believe that.
Yeah. But this is really cool. Just kind of the whole like blue creatures get some.
There's got to be. There's got to be a way to tap and untap something infinitely.
Kind of, makes them both blue and
it's got to exist, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Actually work well together.
Blue steel. So Grand Architect.
The Grand Architect is not legendary, but Unctus is in fact legendary. Now. And fun fact.
Why is everything? This also shows the difference. Same character, right? Grand Architect, Unctus, Grand Metatech became legendary over the last 10 years since we were last in. I guess it's actually 13 years now. But somehow Grand Architect became legend. Oh my god, it's been 13 years since Scars of... Oh my goodness. Wow. I can't believe it's been 13 years. Yeah, it shows how everything has to be legendary now, doesn't it? Like if Grand Architect was printed today, it would probably be legendary.
I call it a deep cut because it's
Mind Over Matter Thousands Year
Storm. Play off a
Storm.
card that saw quite a bit of tournament play actually back in the
Same
day.
one to Hiri.
And this card
that's true.
Strong as well. It is Rhea Ivor.
Yeah,
Bane
seriously.
Of Bladehold. So for 2, a white and a black.
Ivor, Bane of Bladehold. 4 mana, 3/4 Phyrexian Knight. It has Battle Cry. Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. At the beginning of on your turn, the next time target creature would deal combat damage to 1 or more players this combat, prevent that damage. If damage prevented that way, make that many 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact creature tokens with Toxic 1, and this creature can't block.
Artifact creature tokens with Toxic 1 and this creature can't.
I mean, so this calls back to the old Battle Cry, the old Battle Cry Knights.
At some point, you kind of take a look at the suite of legendary characters.
I appreciate them putting Battle Cry on it instead of unkeyboarded Battle Cry.
They are. And
I'm very.
Carmen usually come up a lot. It was like, what if this is just the hero of Bladehold?
I'm very skeptical
had this design before we had the character.
I'm very skeptical of Might tokens. Do you think Mights are going to be good?
Because, Hero Bladehold is not a legendary creature.
Right.
It's like, I know, Battle Cry, that'll do it.
Battle Cry.
So Battle Cry does a couple things here. One, it gets ridiculous once you've hit...
I guess so. You make the Might. What do you think about...
Might tokens?
What do you think about the wording on this card? There's some interesting wording. At the beginning of combat on your turn, the next time target creature would deal combat damage to 1 or more players this combat. Prevent that damage. Why is it worded 1 or more players? Like, you have 1 creature that has this ability. What is that wording trying to take in? I understand what it's saying, but is it necessary to say 1 or more? Is it because of extra combat steps? Yeah, I'm curious. A Hydra Omnivore, something that deals damage to all players?
Is actually the most fun. So I'm like, okay.
But even in Commander, unless you get extra combat stat, the single creature can only attack a single player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like fun shape for it.
And you would see, like, you go over to see their battlefield.
Might
and
Knight?
it's just like a row of might.
The Might Knight.
10, 15 deep or whatever.
I mean, I guess the ability does.
Is very, very cool, very explosive.
Yeah.
It does kind of snowball with itself. You like play this, you make a ton of Might tokens. They have Toxic.
Of
I guess the awkward part is Toxic doesn't interact with Battlecry at all, does it? I was like, oh, that's kind of sweet. You like pump all your infect creatures, but no, you don't. Like Toxic 1 is still just Toxic 1. So Battlecry is actually kind of awkward on that card. Because it doesn't actually, I mean, I guess it still gives an extra power to your mites, but it doesn't increase their toxic aspect.
All right, next up, mechanically has some callbacks, but really it's just another version.
If it's
of
the only creature that attacks, you can't kill with it.
Thrun,
no.
Formerly the last troll. Now the Breaker of
Silver
Silence.
Flags, welcome to the fish
So
bowl.
it is
Thank you
3
so much for
green
your subscription. Big soup for you.
5/5
Thank
legendary
you.
creature, Troll
Thrun, Breaker of Silence, 5 mana, 5/5. This spell can't be countered. Trample. Thrun can't be the target of non-green spells your opponents control or abilities from non-green sources your opponent control. As long as it's your turn, Thrun has indestructible. Oh, this card is so perfect for wearing the new sword or putting an aura on. I want to build Thrun Boggles. This one Void Rend doesn't even get. I know Crim can argue that you can kill the Tyrannosaurus Rex with Void Rend. You're not killing Thrun. Thrun is not going to be targeted.
Yeah. Thorn's character is very.
This card's good, right? 5 mana, 5/5, uncounterable trampler.
Yep.
I guess the problem is it still trades with Shieldred, which is awkward.
Like that, so it's like the whole can't be countered. I'll call it hex.
Well, I guess it doesn't even during your turn. It's indestructible, so Shieldred can't even stop it on offense.
Green thing.
Yep.
So you can Assassin's Trophy or.
This card deserves to be legendary. This one deserves to be legendary. Farewell does get it.
It's still vulnerable to
Edicts
mass removal,
do get it.
which is typically sorcery speed.
Farewell.
Yep. There are ways.
Yeah, I guess any sweeper because it's only indestructible during your turn.
But it is a lot of its strength is in being like super hard to.
It seems powerful.
Most conventional means.
How does it compare to the old Thrun?
All right.
Stronger or less strong?
And then finally, we had to end on this one. It only makes sense.
What do we got, Blake? What do we got?
Our final preview card for the day is called All Will Be One.
That's the name of the set.
That's the name of the set. We said the thing.
They said the name. They did it.
It is a
5
red
mana
enchantment for 3 red.
5 mana enchantment. Whenever you put one or more counters on a permanent or player, All Will Be One deals that much damage to target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or planeswalker an opponent controls. Why doesn't it say any target? Oh, there's probably some combos it's trying to prevent by saying that. Oh yeah, there would be combos with stuff that when it takes damage, that card's ridiculous. So this card, I think is pretty good. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy to put oil counters on things. We've been talking about this throughout spoiler season. If you look at oil counter, if the cards in standard, there's so many cards that are like essentially prowess at an oil counter. Just like add an oil counter to it. Cast a spell, Mercurial Spell Dancer gets an oil counter. Vindictive Flamestoker get an oil counter. It seems pretty easy to play this and just burn everyone out. Like, it is 5 mana. It is 5 mana. I think there's also a infinite. I think there's also an infinite combo. What is? So there's a Warhammer card. Who knows the Warhammer decks? There's a Warhammer card. So I don't believe casting a Planeswalker will trigger this.
In the set, because
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. Obviously, it works good with hardened scales with Ozolus. The Red Terror. Yes, that's the card I was thinking of. The Red Terror
like the green cards.
I think that just goes infinite, right?
Hydra and some other
Red Tear, legendary, 4 mana,
there are a lot of green cards
4/3. When a red source you control deals damage to one or more permanents or players, put a +1/+1 counter on the Red Tear.
Only doubling counters.
That's an infinite combo, right?
Yeah.
That sounds really fun.
There you go.
So as long as you put a counter on something,
those are all the previews.
All the previews. So if you put a counter on something, that triggers the Red Death, which triggers Obi-Wan, which triggers the Red Death for infinite damage. That seems pretty sweet. That just kills everyone. I don't think Planeswalkers work. I don't believe. Well, actually, I don't know. Do Planeswalkers work? Is there a judge in the house? Does playing a Planeswalker count as adding counters? I feel like it doesn't, but I guess I'm not 100% sure, honestly. Dark Depths is hilarious. Like, do those effects work? So if you play All Will Be One and play a Dark Depths, do you just 10 something? Because it has 10 counters on it? Is it really that busted? I mean, if it works like that, then this card's ridiculous. If this is drop a Dark Depths 10 you, drop a Planeswalker, hit you for 8 or whatever. Whenever you put one or more counters on a permanent player, yeah, I mean, maybe that does work. I was thinking that it couldn't work because it would be too overpowered, but maybe, I mean, it is the namesake card. Like, this set is named after this card, or this card is the name of the set. Maybe they just really pushed it. I mean, you play this in any counter deck for sure. I wonder if there's any combo potential in Standard. Like, in Standard, what ways do we have to add counters to things? How can we add counters to things in Standard in specific? Like, is there any way we can build a Standard deck? So we talked about oil counters. Oil counters would be an option. Obviously, if you're playing any counter deck in like Commander, you're gonna play it. What's the best way to just add a bunch of counters? Clay Champion. I mean, Planeswalkers seem pretty good. Shivan Devastator becomes scary. Like, you play that next turn, Shivan Devastator, 5 counters, and a hasty 5/5, just 10 you, hit you for 5 in the direct damage, and then hit you with the Shivan Devastator. That could be a thing. Blast Zone turns into a burn spell. Defiler of Vigor, Proliferate, good call, Kino. Fight Rigging. Wait, so we're thinking that you play an Evolved Spinoderm, it enters with 4 oil counters, you get 4 damage. Any of those things, like the Demon gets so much better. Helena Elena can add a bunch of counters. Yeah, the Oil Demon, interesting. Oh, that card has me intrigued. That card has my Brewers juices flowing. We're gonna do some cool things with that card. Wow. All right, so what did we learn today? We learned that Turbo Fog has some bad matchups and some good ones. As far as spoilers, I'm going to go make a spoiler video for the YouTube in just a minute. I mean, Thrumming kind of expected that. The common lands seem pretty good. The Mirror is super cool. I cannot wait to build around the Mirror. Really, most of the Commander cards are pretty sweet. Monumental Corruption, sort of busted-ish. The Birthing Pod callback, it's probably not like super strong, but it's super fun. All Will Be One has me super intrigued. Thrun actually seems very scary. Rhea Ivor, that one I'm a little man. I'm gonna have to think more about it. Maybe it's better than I'm thinking. Uncas, Grand Metattack. There's gotta be a combo. These cards are, this set's so good. Every day we get more spoilers and I become more impressed with this set. But is the full set out? No, we should have the full set by the end of the week, but we have a couple more days of spoilers before we have the full set. But on that note, everyone, we made it to the spoilers. I'm gonna have to run off and make a spoiler video for the YouTube for our early stream today. Who's replacing my Commander Clash? It's a surprise. It's a surprise. You will find out. You'll find out in a couple of days. Actually, no, next week. Today's stats episode. This week is stats episode. Next week you'll find out. On that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. Good news is we will be back on Thursday to have some more fun. I'm going to scurry off. I'm going to make a spoiler video. Come to the YouTube in a few hours if you want to hear more about today's spoilers. If you missed anything, check out the replay YouTube. And one more shout out to our awesome sponsor, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you're going to make cardkingdom.com. Most importantly, thank you to each and every one of you. I know early stream today, schedule's a little bit wonky because of spoilers. I love y'all. I appreciate you hanging out. You have a great afternoon, an awesome Wednesday, and I'll see you on Thursday to have some more fun. So until then, everyone, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.